you have to at least say that it's real. Okay, you can't think it's not real.
Why? I have not experienced any
COVID
fever.
is a real thing, James.
I
It's
have
not
not
funny to joke about.
I have not experienced any fever, shortness, breath, or coughing, so I seem perfectly fine.
Or diarrhea.
Oh no, that's from Taco Bell.
All right, cheers. Welcome to another.
Salud.
Welcome to part 2. We may or may not be showing part 1.
I think we should show part
If
1.
we have enough,
There's a lot of moments in part 1 that were.
Or this may be part 1.
This could be part
Who
1.
knows? This is a lot. We're diving into it deep. We have a long. James and I have a long history, and we had a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. And it was a fun first part.
Oh, that was great. It was beautiful.
So we have recorded something before this, which may or may not be seen. So we're gonna focus this on Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap. And this is an album that I had not heard full, like all the way through. I've heard last time that I checked, they play it on a podcast. Mm-hmm. I've heard the one he does with Kendrick. What's the one?
Dedication.
Thank you. And Victory Lap I have heard.
Victory Lap was a beautiful way to bring in the album too.
Yeah.
Her vocals on that track.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He's got some ladies with pipes on these records.
Well, just that.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like it's like especially when you put it on, like when I bought this and I fucking played it on the record player, you have that dead silence, and then all of a sudden it brings in with the whoa. I was like, oh, that shit goes hard, bro.
It's great. I actually I gained a whole new appreciation for him and his music after he died, and then
his ability to articulate.
Yeah.
Yes, you wouldn't think that a Rolling 60. If you and this, of course, judging a book by the cover, but his ability and how he's educated himself to articulate his words, in his raps is ridiculous.
He's seen a lot. He's reporting on what he's seen, and like we were talking about with Cube and NWA about him talking about how he's like, this is our daily life. He has a very good control of that, as well as some sort of, call it hopeless romanticism, but like some sort of flawed optimism.
But it's
of the neighborhood he grew up in.
So literally what you just said is track 7, Hustle and Motivate.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what he said. He said he basically on the track he said, I'm gonna do my shit, but my goal is to be able to motivate others underneath me. Like to be able to at least not follow in my footsteps, but find something you want to do in life and take it.
And he knows that it's not realistic to think that it's going to change everybody.
No,
he's trying to do his part.
He's doing his part as best, and like that. So
right.
If you, depending on how much you know, or you guys that don't know, Vector 90, I believe, is what it's called. But it's a center he opened in his hometown, and the bottom is a rec center. It's for the community. The bottom is a rec center, but the top is actually just empty office buildings and office space for entrepreneurism. So you could be able to rent out if you were from, and the only requirement, you have to be from the neighborhood. You have to be from the neighborhood, but you can rent out a studio with a phone with actually and it can be your address. So you can actually have a business address an entrepreneur. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you have a business address now. So you went from the hood to actually having a business now. And he made that center so that way upstairs people can actually, if it's going into music, if it's going into entrepreneurship.
Right.
So instead of teaching somebody how to work for somebody for the rest of their life, he said, fuck that, I'm going to teach you how to work for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's respect. Like that's really trying to change the culture of an area. Yeah. That's real.
So, it's wild to me. First of all, welcome to another episode of the Scratch Track. We didn't do that. That's why I was spacing for a second. I was like, did we miss something? Yep, the whole entire fucking intro we did.
Well, that's fine.
So, hey guys, how we doing?
Welcome
to the Scratch Track. And that's the other thing I didn't ask you in the last episode. I want to make sure that we get into that here. So, we emphasize on guests that are important to me, not only musically, but in terms of my music listening, my influences, and things like that. And James is not a musician, like we talked about in the previous episode, but he is somebody who reshaped my understanding and appreciation for different genres of music that I would not have listened to otherwise. So I have him in here because he watched me grow as a musician in the beginning when I was doing, playing horrible open mics and covers of songs that, things that I was butchering real bad, and he was there from the beginning, and I always appreciated that.
Butchering them.
It was some of them
listen,
were bad.
let me explain you something.
Some
I
of them
gassed
very
you
bad.
up every single time I was out there, bro. When and I remember specifically when you played Gnarls Barkley Crazy.
Oh yeah, I still throw that in.
And you threw in that. So you're fucking. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, this man. Okay.
Yeah,
in case you're wondering, he's resonating with this song a little bit.
I
closer
always say before when I used to play that song, I was like, hey, this is about a crazy ex, and everybody's got one, and if you don't have one,
you're the crazy ex.
You're the crazy ex.
100%. That, and I made you I made you get all fucking slow and play slow dancing in a burning room, just because I wanted to be you.
I love that song.
Bro. Remember when I broke up with my ex? He played this. So
I played a song to get you in the mind.
I remember where we were. I specifically remember exactly where we were.
I can tell
we
you
were on our way to go to a party at right by FAU. We were at Publix in the Publix parking lot.
Yep.
We were leaving the Publix parking lot. You played slow dancing in a burning room, and I was sitting there and I was listening to the song, and I'm like.
And then we were listening to I threw on "Goodbye in Her Eyes" by Zach Brown Band after that.
I was like, and then after that, I literally got to the point where I was like, man, fuck this shit, bro. I don't want to be with this. I don't want to be with this bitch no more.
I don't like this house.
I don't want to be with this shit.
It was
called her up on the phone because she didn't live around the corner.
Hi.
She wasn't local, so I couldn't do it face to face. But called her up on the phone, ended it literally right before we walked into the party. Yeah, and walked in there, and all I remember.
Hands up, Chris Holden style.
Hands up, one of these right here. And Josh just walks in and goes, "He's single, bitches." Yeah, and that was that. Like I
take your pants off.
We were leaving Publix, and this man was subliminal messaging me with his music.
I was just loading it.
He was just loading.
Like,
he was like,
"You're
pumping.
sad. You're sad. You don't like her." Yeah.
It worked though.
It worked.
You weren't wrong.
It fucking worked.
I was very grateful. I am very grateful for that moment because where would I be right now?
A daddy. Probably.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Probably would be.
We don't have to talk about that, but listen.
Jesus. Yeah. So James is one of my old friends and somebody that I still keep in touch with. We recently started getting back into touch more.
Yeah, we recently started talking a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more.
You know what I'm saying? I think
it's
because we just
because you are someone that I can really rely on down there. I mean, obviously, like the schedule's conflict when I go down there, and you got to work, and you're not able to come out.
It doesn't make a difference.
But I know that you're like, hey man, the door's wide open. You can stay wherever you want.
Like you already know that. There's very few people. I mean, I would do that for anybody, but I will always open my doors. They're always open.
Don't do it for anybody.
I won't do it for anybody.
Dude, it's my fucking podcast. Say you would just do it for me. Say you would just do it for me.
I would only do it for you.
Thank you. God,
bitch.
Did we not go over this in the script before? It's supposed to be
the
all
script
about
is
me.
right there.
Yeah.
The script is right there. We're clearly not reading
a teleprompter. No, that's not fucking.
Let me explain
real,
something. If we had a whole entire teleprompter here, that'd be some sick shit.
Dude, it took 4 minutes for me to realize, like, oops, we forgot to say what we're doing here. Yeah.
No. Remember the whole entire first set? We didn't even record.
Oh yeah, we were talking for like 5 minutes, and I was like, that's not rolling. Yeah, so we had no audio on the beginning of it. That's why I brought back the COVID joke in the beginning of this. So.
But
have you heard about COVID?
I haven't actually. Matter of fact, what is it?
I don't know. It's something. Something's happening.
Did I ever tell you I went to the hospital once, and I think I'm hoping it was a misprint, but it said if you've experienced any symptoms of COVID-10, and I looked at that shit and I said I'm walking the fuck out.
Ooh, somebody fat fingered it.
That I don't give a fuck who fat. I don't care. But
is the 9 next to the 0 in the keyboard?
It is.
Okay.
It is. But
people are like, yes, you idiot. They're like, sorry, I'm not on a computer all fucking day.
Well, let me explain you something. I freaked out. I thought and for a moment I was like, is COVID-10 a thing? Did y'all ain't gonna tell me some shit like this?
It was supposed to be COVID-20. Actually, it's not. COVID-20 is coming out next year. That's the sequel to COVID-19.
Well, no, the reality is there has to be.
So when you get the vaccine, though, COVID-19 becomes COVID-20.
I'm not getting the vaccine. I'm sorry. I'm an unvaccinated child, as it is. You have to realize that I am an. He made it. You know when you guys look on all those Instagram posts and everything, and you're like, oh my god, the unvaccinated people, if they step in the water, they're gonna die. I'm still alive.
Yeah, but you had polio as a child, though. Yes, is that correct?
Polio. Fucking hate you. I'm still alive, so my fear is if I get this vaccine and I have none others in my system, it will kill me. So with that being said, I just stay away.
Oh, you'll for sure die. So
no, I'll be the motherfucker that has to walk backwards.
You'll definitely die immediately. Don't do it. Yeah. We're not gonna get into talking about that because guess what? I don't know enough about it, so I'm ending the conversation. Just like you should do. If you're at a bar and you're like, "Hey, I think I know enough about this." Fuck you. You don't.
No. Speak for yourself. I'm an expert.
No.
I'm an expert in every single subject that I touch on.
And by the way, I'm sure everybody's wondering. This is my brewmate. This is not my brewmate. It's Jasmine's brewmate. It's my ladies. This is super floral and super. Yeah. We don't say that anymore.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, we don't.
Marginally homosexual.
Yes, with a penis the same color as mine. All right. Dave Chappelle.
If you don't like Dave Chappelle.
I got some White Claws going on. This podcast is sponsored by White Claws.
I got.
And what is that? No, it's not. It's not sponsored by that.
Viking Blood, BLOD. It is a 19% wine with hops.
Yeah.
And aged in a barrel.
Yeah.
So.
And it is just past 1 o'clock. Here we fucking go.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's true. You can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. We used to hang that above the stove.
We had that right above the stove, and we lived by it, unfortunately. We did. Would wake up Sunday morning before brunch. We would arrive to brunch drunk. You know it's going to be a hell of a day when you arrive to all-you-can-drink mimosas drunk.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's going to be a great
I can't do
night.
mimosas anymore.
Mimosas?
The orange juice, man.
Mimosas?
It's too acidic.
No, it gives me a bad headache. The
champagne kicks me in the fucking teeth out of nowhere.
I can't deal with champagne. But what I can do if I do mimosas, I do them at they have a place, the office in Delray, because they do papaya and they do different flavors and mango and stuff like that.
You know, I've never been to the office.
Oh my God! You know the last time we went to the office,
it is fucking slammed every time.
The last time we went, it's not that good. I'm not gonna lie. In the afternoon, it's not that good. I just love
the name.
It's more so. You're an idiot.
It's like, go to the office.
It's more so like house music though. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with that shit over and over again.
You leave and it's just like.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I cannot. I can deal with the ring, but just boom, boom, boom. I can't deal with that shit. But they have a really good fucking brunch, and we went and
there's some great brunch.
I think there was 8 of us, and I think we killed 11 bottles of champagne. Yeah.
I told this to, I don't remember who I was talking to about this, but recently, I think I've mentioned it to Jasmine. When I lived in South Florida down by you, I will put a Sunday day drink against any night that I've had drinking on the weekend, nighttime. And it's far not even close. When I start in the morning with champagne, it is,
do you not remember
the gloves are off.
The amount of times that it was almost as if it was a ritual on Sunday for us to go get brunch. And by 2 p.m.,
oh my God,
everybody was in our house, in our living room, not talking, laying
sitting there
dead.
going, what the
laying
fuck did we
dead
do?
On the floor, fucking murdered.
Murdered.
And then what ended up happening is we would stop for like two hours, and then somebody would start drinking again, and then all of a sudden, an hour into drinking, everybody's slothed because we had been drinking all morning. Morons.
Yeah. And I fell off the toilet.
I fell asleep on the toilet.
I did that. I fell asleep and fell off.
I fell asleep on the toilet at Nippers though, with a baggie of cocaine right behind me.
Oh my God.
It wasn't my cocaine, but it was no, it wasn't my cocaine. No, but it was I fell asleep at Nippers and
who's the guy next to me? Hey, you need
a woman that we both happened to know woke me up off of the toilet. Goes, James, that was my birthday. My 21st was. Yeah, I was asleep.
I'll bleep this out. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She walked in the bathroom and was like, James. I was like,
I'll bleep that out.
Yeah. Was it beep?
Yeah, was it beep? Yeah. Yeah. When you hear a beep, you're like, no, it's not a cuss word. It's a name we can't say. But yeah. If you know who you are, I hope you're doing well. Missy dog. Yeah. We had many nights like that, and many days like that. Days.
Just because we're idiots.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, man, I'm bummed White Claws didn't come out earlier. I would have fucked those bad boys up.
Well, I think it was good that way.
It's perfect for me now because it's perfect for when I don't want to drink but want to feel good. Because I don't it's so easy to me. It's like drinking fucking water.
Let me explain something. I cannot deny the fact that White Claws taste good. I just can't bring myself to consistently drink them because I had to work so hard. I had to work so hard at finding a consistent drink that I enjoyed that didn't make me look like a bitch. I could not move back.
Are you comfortable with your sexuality enough to drink something feminine?
No,
dude. Don't talk to me about. By the way, don't fucking talk to me about this feminine bullshit drink. When you go to the bar, you get that gay umbrella in the fucking drink, dude. Like
I worked I worked very hard to get away from that, so I'm not going back.
Can I get a blue Long Island? Like,
Bitch,
oh my god.
Let me explain you something. That shit had me fucked up though.
Ugh.
I had to work very hard to learn how to drink a rum and coke.
What did they have? Sorry for saying gay umbrella, by the way. What I meant was homosexual umbrella. No, I'm kidding. This is gonna get us in even more trouble.
That's okay.
No, it's just James would be the guy to be like, "Ooh, I'll get this," and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah, he'll be like, "I'll have a whiskey ginger."
It's not
whiskey.
Yeah,
ginger.
That's right.
And then there's James. That blue drink over there looks mighty tasty. Can I get extra fruit on top of it?
What's that in the fancy glass over there?
Is that in a large wine glass? I'll take that.
You guys have apple martinis?
At least it wasn't a Malibu and orange juice.
I was just gonna say it's not the worst order that we've had. That was insane.
Let me be the one to say this and be very clear about it.
Oh.
As a gentleman, if you ever go to a bar and you order a Malibu and orange juice, please strap your vagina on and walk the fuck out.
Dude, the bartender that was there knew who I was and came out from behind the busy bar to tell me what just happened. He was like, "I just want to let you know that your dumbass friend ordered a Malibu and orange juice." He was like, "I know it's busy, but you have to fucking know this." And I was like, "I'm so sorry about that."
That's
because the thing is,
fucking hilarious.
When was his name, the bartender, I don't even know if he's alive. He may not be.
I hope so.
That guy would fist fight.
Oh, he was down to throw hands all the time.
Some guys would be like, "Hey, this isn't my tab." He'd be like, "Okay, you want to box about it?"
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, this is my. You put an extra drink on my tab. You want to go get fucked up about it? Or you want to pay for the drink? I'll pay for the drink."
We were talking about it one time, and he was like, "Yeah, I've gotten 3 DUIs, and this is really the only thing I can do." I'm like, "Okay, why 3?"
Yeah, well, first of all, what happened after 1?
Like, oh yeah, probably shouldn't do that again. After 2, you're like, "No, it can't happen the 3rd time."
What are the odds?
I mean,
lightning strikes twice in the same spot.
What are the odds? Oh yeah, it'll strike twice, all right. So that guy, it's not the worst public drink order that I've heard. No,
it is the worst public drink order I've ever heard. That came from a male.
I'm talking about yours isn't the worst.
Oh.
His was the worst.
That was trash.
I was like, do you know where you are? You're at a bar. It's a biker bar.
It was a
biker bar, like a rough.
The best way you can describe a dive bar.
It was
it's a dive bar.
It was like a real grimy, real gritty hometown, local driven bar.
It was,
let's not pretend it's not something that it's not. It was a shithole.
It was a small town. Local bar.
But it was my shithole.
But not in a small town, though. That's what I'm saying. It was a small town, local shithole, but was located in the middle of fucking South Florida.
It was in a small town.
It was secluded.
It was a small part of that town.
Yes.
But the town itself was huge.
Yeah.
I've seen hell in that place. Like I've seen the worst.
I don't think it's called Rockin' Angels anymore.
I don't think it is.
I have to drive past
the guy that owned it, Mike. He sold it to another musician, and he took it over, and then he's since sold that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened.
All I know is that I was on Snapchat and I was watching someone's story, and they were excited to be at Rockin' Angels, and all I was looking at was like, oh my god, bitch, you don't even know. Mm-hmm. You don't even know. That's the amount of incest that's probably on that chair you're sitting on is just. It's ridiculous.
Ugh. Did I tell you one time I found cocaine on the stage?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like powder on the stage, powder.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I made an announcement, like on the microphone. I was like, "Hey, if anybody left anything on the stage, please come get it."
Was this a line?
No, it was a bag, an open bag.
An open
it was
bag.
Scattered on the stage, and then someone.
Did somebody come get it?
No, dude. If you're carrying cocaine into the bar and you drop it out of your pocket, I guarantee you don't give a fuck if it's lost.
Let me explain you something.
Like they're probably like, whatever, I'll get it another time.
I mean, I can't necessarily say I don't do the booger sugar, but whatever works for them, right?
That place is wow.
Trash.
But it was the place where I cut my teeth, and I got tough in that bar. With
Was
music. Not with fighting. I got
Well,
tough in there because I knew how to handle the most ridiculous fucking people.
But also what you really kind of started that, like, because they had the jam night, but you really kind of launched that open mic on Tuesdays.
Mike was there, and he was like, "Hey, since you're here every week, do you want to just run it?"
Yeah. You kind of opened that. But what the cool thing about it compared to like the Funky Buddha or anything like that, when you played music there, you had to work for the crowd.
Yeah.
The Buddha, you didn't have. You had to work. You have to work
Buddha
for any
was
crowd.
engaged.
You have
they
to
were
work
already
for any
engaged.
Crowd.
It was a lounge type
It
setting.
was a lounge setting. People came there to see that. At Rockin' Angels, first of all, nobody came there to go to Rockin' Angels at all.
You're attacking people with entertainment that they don't want.
That's the thing.
90% of the
You're trying to push entertainment on somebody because you had an open set. But the thing is, you were still like being able to control that crowd and engage that crowd regardless.
Yeah,
it was nice because remember there was some nights we had that bitch packed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had Rockin' Angels was packed, and it was
on
like
a
wow.
Tuesday.
It was very, very surprising. We were able to pull some of that shit out.
And I never I got the understanding for the fact that it's not always going to be
bunnies, roses,
crowded.
and but you still play. You still appreciate.
You go out there and you take it. You use it as a practice.
Yeah. No, it was
figure it out.
It was really that's one of the biggest things I can say about Rockin' Angels is that they really. You had to learn how to tough it. Mm-hmm. You had to learn how to.
No, I would tell you right now that some of the most insane heckler stories, and I can't even say half of the stuff that happened to me over there because it was like borderline illegal.
I've definitely seen some old women try to rape you on stage.
Yeah, it was. This shit was aggressive.
Because you got to understand when you got
bad shit. So, but now anything happens to me, and I'm like, this is nothing.
But we need to explain the background here. They need to make sure they understand who was at Rockin' Angels. You had 40, 50, 60-year-old women. Okay.
Yeah. Not a lot of young people there.
No. We
Either
said,
gender.
We said college night. That happened after we left. Yeah. That wasn't there before.
It started happening, and then and then they found out that like 18-year-old kids were drinking.
When we stopped, literally when we stopped going, we have to stop this immediately. But it was 40, 50, 6-year-old women fucking drunk off their mind, dancing, and they have no rhythm.
Yeah.
And they're walking up to Josh, asking him fucking requests and shit like that. And now, mind you, I'm just sitting on the couch in the background, dying laughing.
Grabbing the back of my neck.
Oh, God, grabbing her.
I'm like, dude, stop.
Grabbing him off stage, trying to dance with him while he's playing. And now, mind you, these aren't 20-year-old women with draws thrown at him.
No.
These are...
Even if it was, it'd still be weird either way.
Wildebeests.
But
these are wildebeests.
These are women. These are weathered women.
Yes, this is...
That have no shame.
And there's nothing wrong with a nice weathered woman.
No.
But
you know
these are
what?
Seasoned.
You know what? I will say the worst hecklers that I do have are ladies. It's not dudes.
Really? Because I feel like guys. Dudes. Well, yeah, I think guys also understand. We don't give a fuck.
I hear the opposite for female performers. Because the girl's looking to see it's that attractive. You know what I'm saying, guys? What do you think it is? I don't know. But I had one happen to me recently, and I told Jasmine the next day because I didn't tell her about it that night. But I was like, I went home and took a fucking shower. I was like, I feel disgusting. So I woke up.
Fucked her up.
Oh yeah, I woke up.
My dog.
Jasmine pretends like she can't, but she can throw down.
She'll throw hands if she has to.
We'll get into that story if she allows me to, but I'm not gonna go say anything now. But when she fucks around and play punches me, I'm like, she's got some good form. I was like, she's tucking it back. She's twisting her hips and everything. She's turning her hand over. I'm like, God damn. I was like, if she connects,
knock my ass out.
She's out. Yeah,
it's gonna be it.
So if she was there, it would have been game over, dude. 100%. So this happened at a bar that I will not disclose because it'll
set the scenery.
It's a neighborhood bar locally for me.
Nip.
And
I said neighborhood nip. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
So this lady came up to me, who pops up on my Facebook friends.
Suggested friends
that day. Suggested friends. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I've seen her around.
How old is she?
Guesstimate. Maybe mid-30s.
Mid-30s. Okay.
Maybe.
How much she weigh?
Oh, not.
Is she a big woman?
No.
Ah, fuck. All right, continue. My bad.
Yeah. No, she was not. She was. I'll tell you more about her when we get off the mic.
Of course,
I can't say anything because she is friends with people that I know.
It's all good.
But it was so basically what happened was I friended her because what I do on social media is they're friends with other musicians, maybe they know people, whatever. I always friend local people because I treat Facebook as it's your social network.
Well, if you're a musician, which you post consistently,
right?
People see it.
There are a ton of people that I follow on Facebook just because I want them to not only see my stuff, but I want to have a ability to connect with them and see what see what they're doing, if they're local business owners or if they have a connection with somebody. It's never a bad thing. This was a bad thing. So I'm in the middle of playing. I'm playing a slow song. I believe it was Rock and Rollin' Radio by Ray LaMontagne. It's a song about growing apart from your lover, like Rock and Rollin' Radio, because there's not at Rock and Rollin' on the radio anymore. So I was playing that sad song. There was it was slow dancing.
Yeah.
And friends of mine were out there, people that I know. It was a great night. And I ended up wrapping up that night. I was like, thank you very much. Good night. She came out to me.
This is after the night's over.
This is after the night's over.
I mean, at least it was
while
after
I
the
have
night's
my
over.
guitar strapped on me still. She comes up to me and she goes, so I hear you're a married man. I was like, nope.
Okay.
I was
okay, that's where you leave.
I was
right
like,
there.
I'm not married.
Close enough.
I was like, I'm not married, but I'm also not single. And then she goes, oh, that's okay. And like reaches around and deep tissue massage grabs my ass cheek.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say grab the whole bunch of hand of junk. I was about to say
backside. But she really got it and like pulled me in, and I'm literally sitting here like this with my guitar still fucking on my shoulder. And I was like, that's
you see
it.
What happens? You see what happens
That's
when you're
it.
a musician?
I was like, nope. And then she kept like coming up, and I'm like, can we fucking stop? So that shit was going on, and I'm like, dude, can we get like I was telling my friend, I'm like, can you get her out of here? Like, can we stop with this? I was like, this is so bad. By the way, have not seen her since that moment.
If I would have been there, I would have been encouraging it too.
I know
I'm a horrible person.
I know you would have.
But can we just establish that regardless, singers get poom?
No.
See,
they don't.
Because he's an artist. He got 30. A 30-year-old MILF is still poom. I don't understand what the I don't understand what the issue is.
You know what the definition of that word is?
Well, gilf is better.
Oh my god! Now we're going off the fucking
What's wrong
rails.
with a gilf?
No. So, listen. All I'm saying is that singers do not all get poon. Not if you look like me.
You're a gorgeous man. I don't understand what the issue is.
No. I'm wearing a Pizza is Bay shirt, and like you look at my stomach, you're like, yeah, we get it. We know. We know it's before everything else, you fat fuck. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, I told a
friend of mine the other day, a friend of mine's dad. He asked me, this is funny. Shout out to Brian Rose. This is a funny conversation. I love you, Brian. He goes, Josh, how many Bud Lights does it take to get you drunk? And I was like, I don't know, like 12, 15, something like that. And he goes, man, you were an animal. I was like, well, I weigh whatever. And then I said my weight, which I won't say on here. And he goes, you got to be fucking kidding me. He's like, you don't weigh that much. I'm like, I swear to God,
people don't realize you're not necessarily. You're also tall. And you're not a small person.
I'm not. Yeah.
I played basketball with you. You threw me to the floor once.
Yeah, it's just my ass, dude. It's my lower half.
You know, but that's between you and Jesus. But that's
I promise we're gonna get into this album at some point today.
Nipsey.
So
Nipsey.
So let me finish the story.
Go,
I lay in bed, and I wake up, and Jasmine's like, "How'd the night go last night?" And I was like, "I think I got assaulted." And she was like, "What?" But that's the thing, though. What's wild is like that. If that happens to a woman,
oh, it's done.
It's over.
It's done.
And the bar is jumping on this fucking dude and beating the fuck out of this guy.
Everything ends.
If I saw that happen to a female musician that I know, I'd be like, dude, I would go over there and just...
And that's why females get paid less.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It's a myth, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, you want equal pay? Stop getting pregnant. Okay?
Exactly. If you
do you ever hear that? You ever hear that argument? Where it's well, that's the reason why.
It was on Big Mouth. Remember? He was like, my dad said when you take in consideration maternity leave, you guys get fair play.
Yeah, right. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm thrown off. Now you threw my whole fucking vibe off. This is so bad. This is the worst idea.
Shit was
I've
so
ever had.
funny though. Come on, that was funny. You gotta give credit where credit is. Nipsey.
God, Nipsey.
So,
right.
Victory Lap. Such a beautiful album, bro. Right. Such a beautiful album, man.
Let me take a second of
go.
Dead air so we can cut this shit for later. And we'll be right back. No, okay. So I'll find a place to cut that shit out.
What do you have to keep that?
Lord.
You have to keep that in
everything.
That
I have to cut everything out of here. All right.
I think you should just let certain things stay.
Oh my God.
Oh, but okay. the woman having Let's Pay, that shit was funny.
That was pretty good. Oh my God. By the way, jokes. Okay, they're jokes.
I think what we just need to do, we need to clip this and just make the rest into a blooper reel.
Yeah, probably.
Hey guys, probably. Don't get offended when you watch this.
Yeah, right. Cheers. It's not for the faint of heart. Okay, so. Yeah, when we were living together, you were like the first person to really like come out and like hype me up. I remember, and it was a pretty regular thing to have you around at those shitholes.
Bro, but it was so great, man. Like it was like
it was a lot of fun.
There was a certain beauty that was to it, just with because it was like we have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. We have not really much to gain. Really, at the end of the day,
yeah,
we're two friends that both just happened to want to get drunk, and you were really good at playing music. So it was like, hey, por que no las dos, bro?
Yeah,
let's fuck it up, bro. Like That's what it really boiled down to, and I enjoyed listening to you play because
I appreciate that.
One thing about you that was very different from a lot of other things is that it was, and it's the same thing. And I'm going to say this in a very humbling way, but it's the same reason I love listening to Nipsey. I love listening to Anderson. There's a rawness.
Okay.
That's just how to say it in a humbling way.
I was scared for a
There
second.
is a raw, and it's a straightforward. I'm not trying to be the most talented. I'm going to be raw, and I'm going to be myself.
Yeah.
You're either going to like me or you're going to hate me. And if you hate me, suck my ass. It's fine.
I don't fucking care.
But you always had just a straight raw talent that just for me, I was like, oh, I respect the fucking shit out of that.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Yeah. I wasn't as honest with myself as an artist back then as I am now, but I am stubborn.
Well, you didn't use your own fucking lyrics back then, which was something I told you needed to do more.
My mom always tells me that I have a stubborn loyalty about me, which is
if you think you're bad, you're bad. If you think
not in that sense, but she means it in the sense that like when I've made up my mind about something, like that's the way it is.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. Like
my one way or the other in terms of how I perceive myself is that stubborn loyalty to my identity.
But the thing
now
is,
that I found
that makes you the one thing that makes you so good and makes you so bad at the same time is that you'll fucking sit there and analyze the whole shit through it just to try to figure out, you know what I'm saying, where you made your mistake. And now, mind you, you're the only one that thinks that. Everybody else in the crowd is like, oh, that was a pretty good set. I liked it.
I'll drive home and be like, fuck.
Like the amount of times you've driven home, like, yeah, I fucked this up, I fucked that up. In my head, I'm like, I didn't even know the words to the song. I didn't even know you fucked anything. I had no idea you fucked anything up.
Words so much don't bother me anymore, but it used to piss me off. I was like,
you used to, when you stumbled on a word or you didn't hit a tune right,
the problem with it though is that I was working for 15 minutes a week. So if I didn't shine in that 15 minutes a week, I had to sit in that bullshit for another week until I had a chance to go up on stage again.
That's true.
It's not like now where like I could sing a bad song for like, and really butcher it for like a minute.
But you have a whole entire set.
I have a whole set now. But back then it was like
3 songs.
I have 3 songs.
You had 3 songs
and get the fuck off.
And you're only guaranteed to get on stage once. You had and it wasn't even 15 minutes.
Correct.
It was 3 songs. And the
or
only
15 minutes.
3 songs or 15 minutes, but then you would always stretch out that last song and he would always, his last song you picked would always be something that had a transition in it, so that way you would be able to sneak in.
I will never forget this.
A 4th song.
I will never forget this. This fucking guy one time when I was playing at Funky Buddha. I hit my 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I hit my 10 minutes, and he waves me down like a fucking air traffic control.
I remember you were so upset.
And
he was in the back like this.
I came home, and I was like,
yeah,
fuck
you were so mad. You're like,
you're
going to wave me down in the middle of my set.
Yeah, I was so mad.
And I don't
he made me cut in the middle of the set. Yeah, he made me cut middle song. I was like, okay. I was like, fine.
Mad.
So I unplugged the guitar so that the whole thing went,
yeah.
I was like, fuck you, man. This is so dumb. When I was moving into here, I found a letter that I wrote that night to myself, like a fuck you.
Yeah.
Whenever I have a thing, I write like a letter.
Of course.
And so I hand wrote a letter, like a 3-page letter of me saying like, I was like, I'll be better than this guy. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I read it back again. I'm like, all these things came true. It's the only thing because he doesn't do it anymore.
But regardless,
he's done. I was like, this guy's gonna fizzle out. I was like, I'm gonna be the guy they're gonna come see. I was channeling all that positive energy because I was so upset by that, and I was like, how dare you? How dare you do that? And I've run open mics before, and I will never fucking do that. Be like, hey man, you're done now.
It's artist respect. It's artist respect. That's the difference. It's artist respect. And regardless, even if you went overtime, it's pulling the person to the side and be like, yo, heads up. Just so you are aware, you go overtime like that again, I'm gonna pull you.
Yeah, right.
That's where.
And I didn't think I did that bad. It's different. I probably wasn't as good as I am now.
No. But I think the difference was there was also inconsistencies. You had different person hosting. Somebody would let you go up there and jam, that other guy wouldn't. So that has to do a lot with it too.
Yeah.
So if you're ever gonna start a business, be consistent.
So I have to be honest.
Yeah.
This is number 2. When did you first know that Nipsey was going to be regarded as the guy that he is now?
High school.
High school?
It's
so
just
the first time you saw him, you were like, this guy's
the first time I heard him, it was because I heard Hustle in the House.
And
I heard Hustle was off his mixtape. No, Hustle in the House was just a song I heard. And I heard that, and it just came in so fucking hard, and it was just like, God damn, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then everything else he produced after that, and everything else he touched on after that, you can't say he had a bad verse. You can say that the song you may have not have liked. But you can. He had and it's the same way I kind of look at M. M, you can't say has a bad verse. Now, granted, there's a different level of talent. It's a completely different artist, but he never touched a bad verse. The songs weren't great, but his verses and the talent he put on every track.
I understand what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
I understand what you're saying by the sense that, like, what I always used to say about Eminem is that he's a guy that doesn't. There's no wasted motion.
No.
Everything he's doing is
very
for
calculated.
a purpose.
Very calculated, very precise. Yes.
It's like watching Jordan beat you off
whether
the dribble.
you like it or not, he's very precise. So that in that regard, way different. Yes.
Yeah. He's not doing the fucking James Harden 18 dribble on the top of the game. He's getting past you immediately. Like that's what Eminem was great with. That's why guys need to stop doing this to him. They need to stop rattling his fucking cage.
Oh, no, they need to continue to rattle his
popularity.
cage. No, they need to continue to rattle his cage.
Dude, he kicked MGK out of his own fucking genre.
I know. Listen, that's why.
And then he went to Bird Box, and now he sings shitty pop punk.
But when did M touch anything before that?
Oh, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like M is nobody wants it with the white boy, bro. Nobody wants it with the white boy. You got to understand that there's a very few artists that are in the game right now that nobody wants it with.
Somebody said that. It might have been J. Cole. It was like they're like, who would you not go toe to toe? He's like, I'm not touching Eminem. Somebody said it.
But numerous people
was like, I'm not.
Numerous people have said it. Like I was watching an interview with the game.
What do you get out of that?
The game comes after everybody, whether he's correct or incorrect. He comes after anybody. He literally said it. I'm not touching Eminem.
That's who it was.
Yeah,
that's
the game said I'm not touching.
Not J. Cole. J. Cole was talking about him, but I remember I watched like a YouTube video of like 10 different rappers going, I'm not talking to this
because
guy.
People,
I'm not doing it.
It's murder.
Yeah,
because M is a type of person that
it's gonna boost your career, but he's gonna say some shit.
No,
about
but he's
that
type of person that's
what?
like, we're gonna fight every single day after school until I win.
Yeah,
like. And the shit is the shit is, but
right.
He's gonna beat you on the first fight though.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna beat you. And if for some reason you think he did not win, he's coming back. He has no remorse coming back after you.
He says some things, much like you on this podcast. He says some things, and you're like, oh my God. I remember I called you up after Kill Shot, and I was like, did you hear that Diddy line?
When he said no, but the Stan line at the beginning, he said, listen, I understand you're upset, but at the end of the day, you're just the biggest fan of mine, and you're gonna end up killing and fucking yourself up anyway.
Right.
So calm down, young man. I was like, God, you said all that in like 3 words, bitch. Goddamn.
Yeah, no wasted motion. So you knew in high school that Nipsey.
Yeah, no, I knew when I first heard him, I was going to love this artist because he, for me, brought something because in high school you had a lot of those artists that were coming out that were starting for at least from when I.
You and I are the same age, right?
Yeah, I'm 27.
27. Okay.
Yeah, you're older than me.
Yes.
Are you? You should be a little older than me.
I'm going to be 28 in 2 months.
You should be a little older than me, not much, but.
So a year. When did you graduate high school?
11.
I did too.
Yeah.
Okay, so your high school rap scene was what? Like who were you listening to in hip-hop?
I was listening to a lot of Nipsey. I was listening to a lot of Game. I was listening to a lot of artists that were also from the West Coast, a lot of 50, things like that. But around that time, that's when Drake and everybody came out too. So a lot of the artists started sounding very similar.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what stuck out with Nipsey is that he, as a new artist, as an up-and-coming artist,
stuck to his
as
own.
an artist that was dropping mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? It gave me something to really listen to that was new, that was different, and then also I had no fucking clue what I was going to get from this man.
Yeah.
I had, was it going to be a song that was soft? Yeah. Was it going to be a song that he was going to talk about he killed like 9 people? You had no clue what you were going to get from him, and that's what made it great.
Has he killed anybody? You think he's killed somebody?
I'm sure. I'm sure, bro. He got arrested. For pulling. The amount of shit that when he was still releasing the marathon and shit like that, he was fighting cases the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Because he signed. So like I said before, he signed with Epic, released the released Bullets Ain't Got No Names 2 and 3, then sold out of his car, and then released fucking the Marathon and the Marathon Continues. Which if you've never listened to, and the only reason they're not up here is because I couldn't get them on vinyl.
Yeah.
But if you've never listened to the Marathon and the Marathon Continues, listen to it now.
Yeah. I've not listened to that.
He sold those out of the back of his car.
I listened to this because you told me about it.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's like, full disclosure, I'm not an expert in hip-hop. I'm not an expert
I'm not either. I'm not an
expert in hip-hop. I'm not well-versed in it. I know way more about other types of music, but I enjoy talking to somebody like you that has a deep understanding for it and a deeper appreciation for it because you naturally listen to more.
I listen to more hip-hop, but I also, I like to be educated.
Yeah, right. And that's the same thing with me. So, when you sent me this, I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to take
this was your idea.
Oh.
You knew I had this. Because remember, you were talking. I was
Yeah.
originally going to. We were going to talk about doing "Get Rich or Die Trying."
Yes.
And then you said,
I was
but
like,
you have
let's do
some.
Nipsey, yeah.
You have a Nipsey album, don't you? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, you're right. No
'Cause
question.
I
There
think
goes.
he's more. I think I like.
Well,
I like
not as
50.
many people know about Nipsey.
But
know
I
about
like
Fifth.
him in a sense of like it's kind of a deeper cut, but he's more. He has a cult following. Like the people that are into Nipsey are.
So
like,
what people don't realize,
into
in my
Nipsey.
opinion, Nipsey was supposed to be the next 50 Cent, and this was supposed to be Get Rich or Die Trying. Maybe not sold as much, but this was supposed to be his Get Rich or Die Trying.
Interesting.
This
was 2018.
Yeah, this was, but because like you look at the story, look at where they came from, look at the situations. It's like very few people. You have very few people that really came from their bootstraps.
Yeah.
And pulled themselves out, and that's what people love about their stories. Nipsey pulled himself out. He got arrested and was selling hair.
Oh,
he got out of jail. This
You told me
motherfucker
that
was
last
selling
night.
weaves.
That's funny.
I was like, he figured out I can make money selling hair. And then so on his block right now where his Marathon clothing store is, and things like that, he actually has a weave. He has a weave shop right at the corner because he figured out money's money. If I can make money selling hair, I can fund my music. He made money. He had to go legit. He made money selling hair, and then he wanted to.
It's crazy.
The whole entire idea of Marathon Clothing was he wanted to have a place where he can sell his albums from. He wanted to own it himself. He said it's like if one of the raps and rap niggas, he said, I own all the rights to all my raps.
Oh yeah.
And that comes in so hard because there's so many people that can't say that. There's so many people that can't say I own all the rights to all my raps. Like the fact that
hey, do you mind if I use your beat?
Yeah, like he really took that idea of independence. Because even if you look at the album, it was produced with Atlantic, but if I'm not mistaken, All Money In, it was produced at All Money In and Atlantic Records. Wow. So All Money In is his own set. So he very much in the similar way that kind of Shady came up with Shady Records. You know what I'm saying? Not as big, of course, but I'm saying he wanted to do his own shit. Like he's big from the rip about doing his own thing. Yeah. And after he left Epic,
the shit out of that.
After he left Epic, he said, I'll sell him out the trunk of my car, bro. I'll make more money selling him out. I'll create the Marathon. He created the Marathon, Crenshaw, and the Marathon Continues. Yeah. And those were just fucking beautiful mixtapes.
Yeah, I need to do a deeper dive into stuff because I really did enjoy this album. I'm not saying that to blow smoke. There's parts in this where I'm like, oof.
Yeah, no, it gets deep. It gets deep, and the thing about
you hear it as almost like a
you have to replay
help
it.
me.
Yeah,
like,
you have to replay it because there's so many things he says that really he sets the groundwork basically saying you got to do that's one of the things about Nipsey. He really says you have to do what you love to do. Yeah, like you have to be in that shit. You got to hustle in what you love to do, and that's what changed the whole thing. Like the dedication with Kendrick on there.
I love that. I love
that. Oh my god, dedication.
I saw Kendrick Lamar. I was like, oh, cool. And then I was like, at the end of it, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I can't tell you a lot from this just because I've only listened to it the first time, but that stuck with me because I do like Kendrick Lamar. And so 2018. So that was when Damn came out, right?
No, that was after. That was after.
After, yeah.
That was after.
So Kendrick Lamar's at
Kendrick was
at the top of his game.
Well, because Kendrick's from Compton.
Yes, he is.
I don't know if
Kawhi Leonard, by
I don't
the
know if he is. Oh yeah, he is. Yes.
And DeMar DeRozan, which I don't know how he's that big of a pussy if he's from Compton.
Well, you know what? He makes money.
Good luck. Good luck with him on your fucking fantasy basketball team.
Motherfucker, I'm not starting him. We're starting Derrick Rose. We've already been over this. I will start Derrick Rose over DeMar DeRozan all day long. I picked up D Rose and I was like, fucking
D Rose is a unit.
Bro,
his height.
Yes, he is. and them old ass knees and ankles still working.
Dude, that guy could. That guy jumping.
Yeah, no, he was one of the few players.
2 feet, 2 hands. Bang.
2 feet, 2 hands, and as he dunked the ball, he was still elevating up.
Yeah.
He slammed the ball and he was moving up.
My dad says that he's like he dunks on the way up.
Yeah, that's not you boy. Yeah. Pow. D Rose is nasty.
So I got to be dead honest too about this. Is that I legitimately did not know who Nipsey Hussle was. I'm sure I've heard his stuff.
Oh, you've heard it in the house
when we were in the house, but I just never identified it. But when he died, and we'll get into that, which is it's a tragic situation. Yeah. No matter how you feel about him as a person or his criminal past or whatever, no matter how you feel about that, it's a shitty situation because of how it ended. And he was only 33, man.
Bro, listen, what y'all have to realize about Nipsey, this man was a straight revolutionary. Like imagine what he would have been at 40. Yeah. Imagine what he would have been at 50. Like that man said, I'm not going to be like everybody else. I'm going to change my neighborhood. He did. No, he did. But what I'm saying is he could have. Yeah. He could have been that story in the news. Like he would have been that guy that takes over his neighborhood and really changes it. Like that's the sad thing about it is that you cut off someone's potential for someone that just wanted to give back.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, not
man.
just want to give back.
It's sad. It's sad to see things like that happen, man. I mean, because if you want to get into it now, we can get into it now. But I did not know who he was really until after he was murdered.
Well, because there's
and I heard his name,
Yeah.
and then everything surrounding him. But the reason why I heard his name so much was not because of the news coverage, but because there were people in the hip hop community that were like, "This is a enormous loss, and you guys don't even realize.
You guys don't people
You don't even
people
know
didn't
how
understand.
bad
The
this
hip
is."
hop community understood what they lost.
We've not had this happen in a while. It happened. So it happened with it happened with Tupac. Obviously, he was murdered allegedly.
Big was murdered.
Big was
Tupac
murdered
was
too.
Murdered.
Who else? Who else?
There hasn't been very many. Well, at least I apologize.
Who's the guy that
murders in the music
Who's the guy that
industry.
M talks about on Like Toy Soldiers? Who's the guy that
But
got
that wasn't
shot?
he Proof, but
Yeah.
Proof wasn't Proof was nasty. Do not
Yeah,
get me wrong.
yeah.
Proof was nasty, but Proof was more important to M than he was to the hip hop community.
Yeah.
Not saying Proof was not important to the hip hop community. Let me be real. Proof was nasty. Anybody that's ever listened to Proof should understand that
Yeah.
man fucking
Yeah.
rips bars.
So that's the guy he's
But-
talking about going back and forth with. Him
Yes,
at 50.
but M was different. M meant Proof was his best friend.
Yeah.
So it was the
So
reason
what I
people
was-
knew about Proof is because they knew him primarily through the. If you didn't know about Proof, you knew about him because M said something about him.
What? Yeah.
Everybody knew about it. Like at
Yeah.
least in the hip hop industry, Nipsey was serious.
Yeah.
Like he was
So
a top dog.
what I was gonna say is that like when he got murdered, that was like the first time that had happened to a guy of his stature and his age since
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a
mean,
hot minute.
early 2000s, like late 90s, something like that.
Yeah.
So when you have something like that go on, and then you really get a pulse of the community and them
Yeah.
telling you like,
When you have
hey, this
Crips
is,
and
this is
Bloods,
fucked.
you got Crips and Bloods
Both.
walking down the street together. If you
Yeah,
if you saw his funeral, you had gang members. You had
Yeah.
not just Crips and Bloods. You had Crips, Bloods, Latin Kings. It was
I read about that. It was like, give me goosebumps.
the
I was
the
like, fuck, man.
you had
So he
bandanas.
put a lot of money into
You
that,
had
in that
bandanas
square.
tied together, and there's what people have to understand is that they're Crips and Bloods. Nah, motherfuckers die for
They're
this shit.
people,
Like
yeah, they're
people die for the colors they wear, whether you agree with it or not.
Yeah.
Is completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but
Yeah.
the facts are the facts that people die over this shit. And
It's wild.
Nipsey was doing an interview, and he said the moment he realized he had to make a change was he was going to another block. And he was trying to find somebody they had to take care of. And when they were looking for him, they were trying to figure out who they were looking for. And they were trying to figure out who the guy was because somebody took a shot at theirs, so they were just retaliating. They weren't going for a specific person, they were retaliating. But they were talking in the car, or he was talking in the interview, and he said, honestly, bro, you know who I was looking for? Like, what do you mean? He's like, I wasn't looking for anybody that stuck out. I was looking for the motherfucker that blended in. He was like, I was looking for the motherfucker that was on the other side of the block that looked like me. So who from that block looked like me?
Yeah.
And that's the motherfucker I went after.
Interesting.
And when he said, so I'm literally killing another version of myself
Yeah.
that's just a block away.
Interesting.
That's how I knew who the gangbanger was. I looked for
Yeah.
somebody that resembled myself.
Yeah.
And when he sat
like,
there in
wow.
he sat there in that for a minute and he realized, wait, I'm literally just killing somebody that is me. And somebody else. It's just me. It's me on another block.
Jesus.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, holy shit, like that's
heavy,
real.
man.
That's
heavy.
real as fuck.
So he identifies. With
He
that.
identified.
Like,
Yes, he
and,
identified immediately
that
with the
was-
fact that he was killing another version of himself.
Yep.
And that's when he realized he really needed to make a change, and that's when he started implementing.
He did so much too, and
Yeah.
you can hear it. You can hear the cries for equality and,
Yes.
and financial assistance for
Yes.
the community. You can hear him talk about how this is how we grew up. This is how it is out here.
They
I'm
killed-
sorry.
they killed
sorry
Dr.
that you don't like it. You know.
They killed Dr. Sevi. He was teaching health. Like you can tell he educated himself.
Yeah.
On how to articulate these
Yeah.
words that he wanted. Like if he wanted to articulate that you can do it in life and you can get it, he's not just going to do it in the same way another
No.
rapper does it. He really educated himself on how to speak and how to
Yeah.
break shit down. And you'd be
He's
very
educating.
surprised.
He's educating in the way that he was educated.
Yes. Like he's educating for the shit he wants to know.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna educate myself in things I
Right.
don't need. I'm gonna self-educate. And
Yeah.
they even said when he was independent, he was going to fucking seminars
Mm-hmm.
and training things for hip hop because he wanted to know the business that badly. Because he did not want to get fucked over like everybody else did.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like no, that
Dude,
that was his thing.
You know what was crazy is that I remember reading a story years ago about how JJ Redick, when he was playing for the Magic,
JJ.
JJ, he he hosted like this rookie seminar to teach people how to
not get fucked over.
blow their money.
Yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily get fucked over because because in sports it's a little bit different than music.
It's different because you have your first year contract. And
right. So what he was saying was like as soon as you sign on this dotted line, it's like don't buy a car that is $500,000.
Just because you have the money.
Yeah,
just because you have the money.
Like he would just say like this is what you do with your money. This is how you open an account. Just think about it. Like
a lot of these motherfuckers didn't have accounts.
LeBron James is
17 years old.
Yeah, drafted in the NBA at fucking 17. Kobe, same thing. Kobe's dad was in the NBA, so he kind of got it. But LeBron comes from almost nothing.
Yeah.
Becomes the biggest sports star of all time. And then has to figure out how to deal with his money at 18.
Hold on,
like,
I'm surprised
what?
this nigga ain't had a sex tape out. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting for it to drop.
Honestly, I feel like he's one of those untouchable dudes. That's like even if he did,
think so?
I think even if he did have something like that,
Oh,
it would be like you shut your fucking mouth.
I think even if he did,
I think he's got something out there. But like
if LeBron James had a sex tape, like same thing with Dave Chappelle, he would find a way to expunge that shit like this. Like he would say, "Shut the fuck up."
And then LeBron's team would be like, "If you put this out,
we will end everything that you have.
You will never
fucking pull a whatchamacallit. What was that? What was his name?
Epstein.
Epstein. Yes, you know exactly what I'm saying. Pull a full fucking Epstein.
Johnson, you're not going to believe this.
You're not going to believe this, Johnson.
He
but
broke into his own house and shot himself.
And really? Hung up pictures of his family.
Hung up pictures of his family everywhere.
I've seen this before.
Sprinkle some crack on him. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, they will make you fucking disappear.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing about guys that are like that at that level. In hip hop, it's a little bit different because, like we were talking about in the first part with NWA, is that they really highlight in that biopic how much you can get fucked if you're just like, oh yeah, bitch,
I'm making money. I'm making money. I ain't never seen this amount of money before.
Yeah.
I want to party.
You
get
see
bitches,
all those zeros, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, here's a percentage that goes to that.
Here's the percentage that goes that. Here's has to pay for the
what
things.
You owe us that we fronted you for your record. Here's what you are. Here's
So
what's taken out from the pressing vinyl. Pressing vinyl is expensive.
I sign a $5 million contract, not realizing that out of that $5 million, because I signed this contract and everything's already sold, I'm only getting one of that because I have to pay everything else that you guys made me sign and I didn't read. Yeah, right. It's literally what it is. Yeah.
It was Iceberg's money the whole time.
It was, bro. That is such a real. Like that's one of the things when Dave Chappelle said it's been Iceberg's money the whole time.
That's the thing about those contracts is that they already have.
They
that
already
have
money. The money that they're
already
fronting
have that
you,
money, and they're saying like, here you go.
The money they're fronting you and the money they're doing all that with, it already belongs to them. Mm-hmm. So they're giving it to you to take it right back. Mm-hmm. To say, okay, out of the percentage, I'm going to make you feel really good. That 3-card Monty, I'm going to make you feel really good. The Lord taketh away. That's right. And they snatch that hoe right back from you like nothing fucking happened.
What's interesting about that whole thing, though, is that so there's this is going off script a little bit, but there's a really great documentary about a band, 30 Seconds to Mars. Do you know 30 Seconds to Mars?
I've heard of 30 Seconds to Mars.
So
before.
30 Seconds to Mars, Jared Leto. He's the Joker that no one liked.
He wasn't that bad.
I know, but that's his band. His brother is the drummer.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, Toma Milicevic, I think that's how you say his last name. You're
asking the wrong person.
They're in a band. So what happened was in between their second and third album, they got sued for $30 million because they weren't doing what the record label wanted them to do. Oh, and there's a great documentary on Virgin and EMI. I think it was EMI. The record label that is no longer.
Yeah. That's not. They're not there anymore.
And they highlight everything that happened to them in terms of what they were fronted for the record, what the tour costs,
crazy.
What everything, and they do a whole graphic, an animated thing, or like a chart of just the money just dropping and dropping and dropping.
And you don't realize $5 million or whatever they're going to promise you. That's not money.
In the hole with 2 number 1 singles, maybe not number 1, but they were 2 very popular singles on the radio.
Yeah.
They're owing money.
And that's the crazy thing.
They owe money.
And because it was Iceberg's money
in
the first place.
Yep.
And that's the craziest shit about it, bro. But that's why, again, you respect the shit out of Nipsey, who says, it's going to be my money. I'll sell him out the trunk of my fucking car. If I get arrested, that's straight, but I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Yep. And that's so fucking respectable. That's so fucking respectable to have somebody like that.
Okay, so real quick, favorite song?
Overall or just on the victory lap? Or both?
Well, both. So what's your favorite song off this and what's your favorite one that he has?
Blue Laces 2.
Okay, that's the one you said. Blue Laces is
so
on
Blue Laces. So Blue Laces
one of his
and
mixtapes,
Keys to
you
the
said?
City. Blue
Yeah,
Laces
Keys to the City.
I
Yeah.
don't know if and I hate to say this. I don't know if it's the marathon or the marathon continues, but one of each of those is on those albums,
Okay,
which
okay.
were both. Those were great songs before they even did a fucking part 2.
Yeah.
And then I was nervous because he put a fucking part 2
Who's
on
the
there.
feature on that?
Let me see. Blue Laces, Keys to the City is.
Blue Laces is just him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Keys to the City was just that idea of it's my city now. Because even in the first, it says 151, I drive by doing 100, and I stay blunted. Basically, like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do.
151.
Hey,
Man.
We've had some interesting stories at 151.
You guys know you can light 151 on fire?
You know that you can light 151 on fire and then blow it out, and then it goes all over your face.
Yeah.
And
No,
that's
you
not
had
good
a
idea.
thing. You had a blue flame like
Bro,
on the side of
yes.
your lip. I was like, oh my
Bro,
God.
well, because my dumbass. So, guys, in case you're wondering, when you take shots of 151 and you blow out the fire, you have to blow it out like when you're level with the shot glass. You can't
Yeah.
blow it down because then the liquid pops back out at you. I just want you guys to be aware of that fact.
Yeah,
Not that I made the mistake at all.
Oh my God. Okay.
But yeah, that Blue Laces 2 was one of those songs that was just so real. And because it was about the lifestyle that he is forced to live in the sense of, Blue Laces, Crips.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what happens? And basically he's telling a story about his boy got shot and how the understanding of the lifestyle, and it's so crazy when you really dive into it because if your
shot
boy,
and killed or just shot?
he doesn't know. So he got shot. He wasn't killed, but he was taking him to the hospital. So the story is his boy got 3 bullet holes. Yes,
I was going to tell you about
Yes,
that.
he
He tells the story about him.
I'm just going to drop you in the back and
Yes.
slide. That's your weed. All the cash is mine.
I'm
we'll
so
take them
glad
both
you
to the
reminded me
spot.
of that because I didn't write this down, but I wanted to talk about that because like when I heard that
Yes.
story, I was like, oh my
That's
God,
the thing.
that is
It's
bone-chilling,
understanding.
dude.
It's understanding the life, and when you really dive into it, that's the life
Jesus
they
Christ.
live
That was
as a
wild.
norm. As
Yeah.
a norm, I got shot 3 times. We're not going to say anything.
then
I
you
can't.
just-
And then because of our lifestyle, I can't even walk you into the hospital.
Yeah.
I got to drop you
Right.
off and dip because I
got
can't
warrants,
have.
baby, I'm
I
outta
can't
here.
have the police ask me what happened.
Yeah.
I can't. I got warrants, bitch. I'm not trying to go in.
Yeah, right. I got it. Yeah. What do you think this is? Yeah.
But
No,
that Blue Laces was such, and
That was
it's
deep.
It's one of those songs too that you can just sit there, and again, I love those songs where you can drive, put the windows down, and not give a flying fuck and just cruise. Those are the best songs for me.
Cruising.
But overall, I don't give a fuck off of his. I think it was The Marathon Continues. It was the last album
Oh, yeah,
song that
yeah.
that
You told me
recorded
about-
the silence.
you told me that
That's
last
my
night.
favorite
Yeah.
fucking song. I can
Yeah.
gas to that when I'm showering, bro.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm about to turn up, bro. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my shit, bro. That's my song.
Yeah, I was listening to when I was listening to this, I remember Blue Laces coming up, and I was like, "Man, this is interesting."
It's good.
I was like, "Where's he going with this?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah. All I know is keep it calm and collective, cracking jokes like nigga. Now you're gonna be finally respected.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's just how it doesn't necessarily to the point. It doesn't glorify the lifestyle as much as it said. This is what it is. Like you, this is what it is. This is what we
Yeah.
live through, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is some real shit.
The glorifying the lifestyle. That's one of my favorite quotes from my dad ever.
I can imagine him saying it. So that's fucking hilarious.
Right after we come straight out of Compton in the theaters, my dad goes, that glorifies a lifestyle that I'm just really not comfortable with. I was like, you don't say.
Oh really? Oh really?
Okay, so there's a feature on here that kind of catches me by surprise.
What you got?
It's the CeeLo Green one. With is it loaded bases? Yeah, loaded bases on the bottom.
Yeah.
I was like, what is he
Yeah,
doing?
you'd be surprised.
I was like, wow. Yeah, because a lot of these guys, like, their names. You may not know their names.
Yep.
The people's names that I don't know are
Well, they're all
super
If
talented.
I didn't. I wish I would have looked it up. All of his features. I believe they're all West Coast artists.
Yeah,
but I
think
could be
so.
wrong, and I didn't look it up. If
CeeLo
I'm not
considered
mistaken,
West Coast? Well, Puff is not.
Oh, you're right. No, that's true. You're right. No,
Yeah.
that discredits the whole
He's
thing.
got ties out there, like murder
Puff
ties,
Puff has ties
allegedly.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Puff has ties.
Yeah, he's an international businessman.
He is Puff.
Yeah.
Puff goes into one of the juggernauts.
Yeah,
Puff goes
he
into one of
is.
the juggernauts.
He
You
is.
have, like we were talking about, fucking Jimmy Iovine. You got Jay and Rock, and
Yeah.
then you got Puff.
To
Puff
be
goes.
honest, man,
Puff goes into one of the juggernauts. Unfortunately,
I never liked him.
I like Puff Daddy for what he was. I hated Puff as a rapper.
Yes,
I
that's what I'm
liked
saying.
I liked Puff for what he was able to do in people.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
which if you really look at his artist and,
Yeah.
and you read his interview and you listen to his interviews and shit like
Yes.
that, he
Yes.
really pulled
Yes.
Not only did he pull the best out of people,
He's
but
a producer.
he balanced. No, but he compared to like so Dre. When you and not saying anything bad about Dre. When you went to Dre, you said this is what I want, and this is what Dre will figure out a way to work it with you.
Right.
Puff, on the other hand, challenged you,
Yeah.
and which is good and bad.
Yeah.
But tried to make sure that you had that balance of like
Yeah.
Dre didn't always do that. Dre
Right.
wouldn't understand. Oh shit, this is gonna be for the radio.
Yeah.
Puff, on the other hand, said, "No, you need to make something for the radio."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like when just the idea
Sets the
that
bar for
he
you.
fucking they sampled the juicy track, bro.
Yeah.
Juicy fruit,
Oh, yeah.
juice. Like that. That's some like the fact that you can sample a fucking Juicy Fruit goddamn song, and fucking that's what it is. You know, like Puff, in my opinion, really saw things in artists. But the issue is Puff danced too much. He sang too much, and he got on everybody's song. Just like can't stop, won't stop.
Well, that's what Suge.
You need to shut the fuck up.
That's
When
what
he
Suge
came and
used to
called him
say.
out,
Yeah.
if you want to work for a record company
and we
that
don't
doesn't dance in the background,
Yeah,
that
right.
doesn't talk on your records,
Yeah.
come to Death Row.
And also, if you want to get away with literal murder, come over with us.
Come to Death Row,
Yeah.
bitches.
Okay, that's the other thing about Suge that really, really bothers me. It's like, dude, you're not even hiding behind the fact
No,
that you're.
he doesn't. No. That was the
Death
thing
row.
about the thing about Suge.
You're like,
he didn't
yep.
hide,
If
bro.
you come here, you're dead if you leave.
But the thing about that's what made him the beautiful thing about Suge is what made Pac so
there is
great.
no beautiful thing about.
No,
Suge.
but it made Pac so great
yeah.
because you got you
Well,
because
'cause
Suge
he was untouchable.
because Suge embraced the thug life lifestyle.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't, he lived it.
so do
But
you-
Suge really embraced the thug life, what everything that Pac was saying.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find an artist that's going to go on an album like that.
Right.
And Suge fucking said, "Hey, you want to be thug life and be gutter and reckless? Go. As a matter of
Dude.
fact, I will join you."
I remember when you showed me Hit 'Em Up for the first time.
Oh, did I? Oh, that's why I
And
fucked your bitch, you fat
That
motherfucker.
I was like, oh my god.
Get money.
So the funny shit about that is that like I never appreciated. I was like, oh god, these guys are coming after each other. Here's another beef. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no, it's
and then he
different.
said that, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like when he
like,
said, "That's why I fucked
Jesus.
your bitch, you fat
fat
motherfucker."
motherfucker, yeah, I
Get my. And then he took his sample.
West Side,
He
yeah.
took his sample and
Yeah.
played it on the background. I said, "West Side motherfucker, get money." I was like, "Oh shit." And then because the thing is, "Who Shot You" came out before he even Hit Him Up. came out.
Yes.
Who Shot You? Who Shot You was just some shit he was fucking around with on the side. But the
Yeah.
but
And
Pac
that
Pac
was-
lost it though.
That was misdirected.
Yeah, it was
Who
misdirected. but
Shot
Pac-
You's not about.
No, it's not.
him.
It's not. From what my understanding, it's not about him. But Pac lost it. You got shot
Yeah.
this many times. You got people that are around you, bro. I would have lost it too.
But the thing I was saying about Nipsey didn't necessarily have a beef in the community, in the rap community.
No,
that's what I gathered from
he
the
didn't.
statements that were said
He
about
was
him
chill
when
like,
it was done.
If you listen to his interviews, like he was listening
very
to interviews.
soft spoken.
It's very soft spoken, very chill, and to the point where like, somebody had said something about, or somebody was talking shit about him, and his response in the interview, he goes, "Let me explain something. That's how she had to get her paper. She had to get her paper, but if she come to me, we gonna." He literally said, "If she come to me face to face, we gonna settle it up." But I'm not hating against her. She need to feed her family. She need to feed her people.
Right.
I'd appreciate if you didn't say shit about me, but if that's what you got to do what you got to do. But if you come face to face with me, we're gonna knuck up. And I was like, that's real. Like that's what it is.
I have a favorite Nipsey Hussle story, and this came out after he passed away. Was he married or he had a girl?
I don't know. I don't think he was married. I don't think he was actually baby mama, but I don't think he was
had a
married.
girl, though.
Yeah, he had a girl. Yes, 150%.
So my favorite fucking story about this whole thing is when sorry about that. When was it we were talking about this
21
was
Savage.
it 21 Savage.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 21 Savage.
21 Savage came
Talking
out,
shit about his girl.
was talking shit about his girl.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, he's like,
She
oh,
don't
he's
get
not
dick down
coming-
or something like
he's
that.
not
Yeah.
coming back. She needs to get
She
some
needs to get
dick.
some. She needs to get some. Yeah.
Why are you crying?
All
And he-
flapping at the jaws,
that
bro.
dude, so he said that in like, was it an Instagram story or something?
He said. I think he said on a video or something. Like
Yeah.
It could be IG. Yeah.
And there was a concert later that
Where was
night.
it at? Where was that
I think
concert?
it was
at?
in Atlanta.
Was it in Atlanta? I don't know.
wanna
I don't
say-
know. I know what
I could
happened,
be-
but I
could
don't
be
know where it
wrong.
was. Yeah.
I could be wrong. But he got too close to the end of the stage, and these people grabbed his ass.
Yeah.
And they
They'll
beat the
beat
fuck.
the tar
They
out of
beat
him.
the clothes off of this man.
Yeah, you can't because
Like,
even when it
he
popped
was talking
off,
shit about Nipsey. They're like, okay, I'm gonna buy a front fucking row seat, and we're
gonna
going to
fuck you
kill
up.
you.
I'm gonna fuck
I'm
you
gonna
up.
stomp your fucking head in.
Yeah,
And
like-
good.
even with his
Good,
the
man.
person that shot Nipsey, you know they killed him and his whole family.
They did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
His
they-
whole family.
Yes. Or okay, I apologize. if that's not accurate, they killed his very close family. I don't know if his whole family.
Oh my god!
But with if I'm not
did?
mistaken, the streets.
Oh my god!
The streets took care of it.
Jesus.
Like that's what it is. Like because it was sad. It's sad to even hear it. You know what I'm saying? That a life, a loss of a life can encourage another loss of a life. But
that is
the streets took care of it, bro.
That is a lot. I mean, that's just too much, man.
I mean, no, I'm not agreeing with you. But that's where the respect was. That's where the understanding was.
So
in his neighborhood.
So when he was let's just swing it into into his murder. So Nipsey was killed March of 2019. Is that right?
I don't know the date. I bet it should have been 2019. Yes, it should have been.
It's 2019.
Yeah.
I think. So he got shot 10 times.
And right in front of in a spot that he chills at all the time.
10 times in the back.
In his neighborhood, in a spot that he chills in all the time. So somebody knew where he was going to be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This wasn't a oh, I'm just going to catch you when I catch you.
And from what I know and what I've read about him, like he obviously has a checkered past. I mean,
of course.
He's in a gang. I mean, like
he has a painted past.
Yeah, you're going to have something that comes up, but what I don't understand, what I know about the community in the documentaries that I watch and the stuff that I read, not because I know, and I'm just speaking out of my ass here, but I don't know many situations where they unload on a guy that is so cool with both sides.
Well, no, it's because you have to understand Nipsey was doing things that hip hop artists don't do.
Yeah.
Number one, he was bringing together the Crips. We don't reference dedication. I actually have it open. I'm in the premiere politicking with Top, Nip, and Snoop. Damn, Pac watching the way we grew from dedication. Which means that he was, and Kendrick spoke to this in an interview because unfortunately RIP Nipsey couldn't. But Kendrick spoke about this in an interview that Nipsey was talking about getting high ranking, and if I'm wrong, this is just an interview that I quoting from the interview. Talked about getting high ranking levels of the Crips and Bloods and gang members just to be able to sit at a table together
and
like Snoop and influential people in the neighborhood just to be able to sit together and say, hey, how can we work together to help our neighborhood?
Anybody watch the Masters this weekend?
Yeah. But yeah, like shit like that. He was bringing together high ranking levels of the Crips and Bloods in the LAPD to talk about gang violence in his neighborhood.
Yeah.
He was doing a documentary on Dr. Sebi to be able to promote
to
be able to promote health. Like he was doing shit that people don't do in the hip hop community. In the hip hop community, you create a movie about yourself. Yeah. You give back to your community. He was doing extracurricular shit that put him on high alert.
He they named the square after I don't know in somewhere.
I don't know what it's
in South Central though. In Crenshaw, yeah. But what I found so fascinating about him is that he had notoriety with people that were huge, and then these little listeners like us, more me than you, the little listeners like us, they hear these other people that we recognize talk about this guy, and they're like, this dude apparently was the savior. That's wild.
That's in front of his Marathon clothing store.
I'm gonna post.
You guys can't see this, but it's a picture.
We'll post a picture with the episode too. Yeah,
all of the dedications and the things they did at the corner of his clothing store.
Looks like fucking Kobe shit out there, man.
Bro, that's America needs that right now. That's two people from LA.
I went to that game. I was on my way to a Magic game when he when the copter went down.
That's just one of those situations.
And everybody was texting me like, "Hey, he's dead," and I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, no, I was at church.
I was like,
it was on a Sunday.
Yeah, it was.
It was on a Sunday.
January
I was setting.
I believe.
I was setting up for our church group, and then all of a sudden, freaking, boom! I get that message, and I was like, "You're kidding me? That's a joke.
Man.
That's an absolute joke. I'm not listening to this right now."
I'll tell you what, man. Being in that arena that day when that happened.
I'm sure they did some. I guarantee.
I cried
oh
like
no,
a baby,
I cried.
And the worst thing about it is like he used to kick our ass.
Well, you're the Orlando Magic. Any team kicked your ass.
The famous. Okay, we were in the finals against him, so obviously not everybody kicked our ass. But that
was one time.
The famous video.
The Heat made it to the finals last year.
They've been in the finals twice. Thank you very much. Lost both times, but they've been in the finals twice. The famous video of Kobe that I love being a Magic fan is the Matt Barnes, the fake to the face.
And he didn't.
That was against Orlando.
But so you know when Nipsey died, Kobe dropped 20 and 20 that night.
Did he
for
really?
him? Yeah. He dropped 20 points.
Did
20. He got 20 and 20. I don't know what the second. I'm sure I can look it up what the second stat was, but he got 20 and 20 that night for Nipsey.
No,
He said
that's Russell Westbrook.
Oh, it was Russell Westbrook?
It was
Was it
Russell.
really?
I remember this now.
I swore
It's
Kobe didn't do anything from that.
Kobe was already
Oh,
retired.
Kobe was already retired. I apologize. You're right.
It was Russell.
You're right. I
It was
apologize.
Russell.
It was what it was.
He wrote
no.
Nipsey on his shoes or something like
Here's
that.
what it was. Nipsey just did an interview with.
Russell's an LA guy too.
Nipsey did an interview with Kobe right before he passed away in a car ride. That's what it was because I knew both LA guys. They had did an interview with
Russell's
with
an LA guy, and we'll bleep it out. Yeah, I said his last name. I shouldn't have said it, but he grew up with him. I was saying like, who's the best guy you've ever played against? He's like, Russ is fucking insane.
Well, Russ
I was like,
is
he's another breed of human being, man.
Yeah,
like,
this
guy's
Russ is a monster.
real.
Russ is a monster.
Player. I mean, he's unreal.
Bro, let me explain something. Let Russell Westbrook and Giannis Antetokounmpo get on the same team. It's Dunzo Runzo,
Stop.
bro.
We're not
the
talking
amount of
sports.
power, the amount of power that's gonna be behind that. But that's neither here nor there.
We're not talking sports. Yeah, Russell's in my division now. Okay, so your favorite track you said was
Blue Laces 2, and then
Laces.
overall, I don't give a fuck for sure.
Favorite feature Kendrick.
Kendrick
That's
on
both.
Dedication, yes.
Yeah, and what would you say your favorite deep cut is on this? I always ask about deep cuts, like a song that like is not really like on the top 5 on Spotify, like not something that you would consider a single, but like a deeper cut where you're like, this bangs, and not a lot of people know about this. That's my favorite part about like diving on an album is like, hey, but have you heard the second side of this?
Okay, so I definitely gonna put Last Time That I Checked.
I like that one
Because the reason
that a deep cut though,
I think because who know because it has YG, but not everybody even knows. Is
I
it?
heard that's the song I heard on the podcast.
Oh, is it really?
Uh-huh.
Because I didn't.
They played it. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this is Nipsey. I felt so accomplished. I was
last
like,
time that I checked, I liked because he literally got on the album and he goes, "Last time that I checked, I was making money and y'all motherfuckers weren't. So shut the fuck up."
Yeah,
that's
right.
literally what the song literally says.
I love a good fuck you.
Last time that I looked, my bank account looks pretty well, and the niggas that's talking shit, y'all don't have nothing.
I love a good fuck you song.
No, that's what. But Grinding All My Life also.
I like Grinding All My Life. Yeah, that was a good one. It's very very catchy.
Yes,
very
Grinding
catchy.
All My
Grabs
Life.
you. He does a very good job of holding the listener's attention.
Oh no, he because the thing is if you make it through the middle of a Nipsey song, you're finishing it.
There's some
what I mean?
some hip hop that I listen to where I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, like
again.
you can.
Like
so,
I know where this is going.
like I said, in the middle of a Nipsey song, you're finishing the song.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists you get to the middle of the song, you're like, okay, I'm changing it.
He's so who's his producer?
I have no idea.
Because whoever it is,
Inaccurate.
They do a great job.
I have no idea.
I
should know.
Fact check.
Google it.
Yeah, Google
I'm
it.
gonna Google it.
You're doing it right now.
Yep.
So I don't. Hey Jamie, pull that up. Yeah, we don't have a Jamie. We don't have a Jamie here for Rogan. So I just was thinking about that when I was listening to some of the beats on here and like some of the vibes that are going on. I mean, like they go all. They touch all the bases in this.
Yeah, because it was technically. So that's actually cool. Like All Money and No Money out in Atlantic Records.
Okay.
Produced it.
So is it a specific guy? Because I know a lot of people like they do. They work together like that.
Oh, he's signed to Interscope too.
That's Jerry or
that's Jimmy.
Jimmy. Yeah.
That's Jimmy.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Which makes sense of why he has a connection with Dre and everything
Very
like
true.
that. Yeah.
Very true.
100%.
Yeah. So Jimmy started Interscope.
Producer. He actually is the executive producer on the album. Nipsey is.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, it goes Nipsey, and then we got Blaine Joseph as an exec. Steve-O.
As in.
I don't know.
As in
Steve-O.
Steve-O from Jackass.
Is that Steve-O from Jackass? It literally is spelt the same way. And then Fats, which Fats is somebody that he always did music with. Like
Fats Domino. He's an old jazz drummer.
Oh,
I think.
I just know that Fats is somebody he always did music with. But yeah, he executive produced the shit too.
So Jimmy put out. When did he start Interscope?
Jimmy, I have no idea, but Jimmy's a fucking
did he do that
genius.
During, I remember like
Jimmy Iovine is
he's unreal.
Jimmy Iovine drops and links with Dre.
Jimmy was fucking Stevie Nicks.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy Iovine.
He was
Jimmy Iovine.
That dude fucks.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy Iovine understood the simple idea that I don't give a fuck what type of music it is. If you are talented, you are talented.
Well,
I don't care.
That's the famous scene from the movies. Like, I don't know a lot about hip hop, but I know you got it.
Yeah. That's like Jimmy Iovine was just one of those. He brought in Dre and he said, Dre, you believe in this little white boy named Eminem? And Dre said, yeah. And then They were like, he got blue eyes, and they were like, I don't give a fuck. He gonna make it happen. Yeah, Jimmy Iovine.
There's a Hitler's dream motherfucker coming in.
Jimmy Iovine doesn't give a flying fuck.
No,
he doesn't give a fuck about controversy.
To be honest, too, man, they took so many risks and then ended up working out.
Oh my God,
Dre started his own thing from nothing.
Yeah, Dre
had everything lined up and was
walked away and went into aftermath.
Dr. Dre walked away from Tupac.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
in the middle of him,
and then Tupac didn't walk
like,
much longer after that.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus, I'm sorry. I do apologize. That was tough.
That was rough.
That was tough. Wow, knock on wood on that one. Jesus, my bad. Woo. Continue.
Wait, who got killed first? Pac got killed first, right?
Pac got stopped.
And then what? A year later, it was Biggie.
And Biggie got dropped. Yeah.
Yeah. If he didn't get shot, he was definitely. I mean, he was on his way out. That is a big motherfucker.
Man, he would have lived to like 90, bro.
His heart was.
He would have still been rapping to this day.
Do you think if he was alive that he would have lost weight?
With the new health craze,
the
new health craze and all shit like that, I think eventually.
Not a health craze. I'm talking like, do you think like somebody in Hollywood would have been like, "Yo, your fat ass needs to get to the fucking gym"?
I think he wouldn't give a flying shit. Need to keep on smoking
How
weed
is
and
Suge Knight
drinking.
alive? He's a big motherfucker too. He's got to weigh 3 bills.
Listen,
you think?
I don't understand how some motherfuckers can just live as long as they possibly want.
Money.
And me, if I fart the wrong way, it's done.
I'm cracking a rib.
Oh no, that's it. It's over. If I sneeze, that's done. My neck's going thrown out.
Man, I gotta really lock into this health stuff now, man. Like, it's crazy.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I got to about as far as I got.
Horrible. Yeah. No more THC for me, man. You can't. I can't.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It hurts me too much, man. It fucks with me. But the thing is, like, some stuff is really good for me. Like, I can't drink like I used to. Like we were talking about.
Oh no, I can't. I can't drink like I used to, and I choose to do it anyway. But I can't drink like I used to at all. I just choose to continue to be an idiot.
So, I remember when we were living together. I wanted to tell this story too because I had a flash memory. When we were living together. I remember, so for those of you guys that don't know the story, here's the story. Here we go. I'm going to tell it. I had been going to college for officially 2.5 years. The other year and a half, I was living a lie and borrowing money from the school and from the Bright Futures scholarships that I had left and from the student loans, which I'm still paying. For nothing.
That's tough.
And I was borrowing that to just pay my rent. I would just pay my rent, by the semester, and then just send my mom.
Hope for the best, yeah.
Yeah, because my mom owned the place that we stayed at. She was like, "Look, I don't care what goes on there. Just keep your grades up, pay me on time.
Yeah,
and everything." And that was the other thing too about you being a roommate. Like my mom was like, "I never had to worry about James." Ever.
I mean. I hope not.
No,
I didn't do anything.
But no, she did say that to me.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
So during the time when James and I were living together, I stopped going to school and I got hooked on music. I got bitten by the bug of creativity and the love for music. And this is the first and only time I'll tell this story, like from the get. Okay, so I got caught in a big lie that I was registering for classes. And I was not going to them. I ended up flunking every single course for 2 years. Okay? 2 years. And my dad gets a text from my mom. Both of us do.
Yeah.
On the way to see Southpaw with Demez in the back seat. Our friend Demez.
That's why your dad was so mad that day. Because I remember when we got to the movie theater, bro, everything changed. Yeah. All of a sudden, it went from like, we just chilling.
No, you didn't. You weren't. I don't think you were at the movie theater when you came. When he was there when you came back, because I went to go see it.
I know. We saw Southpaw together. I saw Southpaw with you.
We saw Southpaw the one time together.
Oh, you went a second time. Okay, so maybe that was it. All I know is I got back to the crib. Time. All I know is that when I saw him in the morning and when I saw him in the afternoon, it was a very different personality.
He left.
That was sitting there.
He left right after the movie. So what happened was, I get a text from my mom, and it says that I'm caught and I'm on academic suspension because my GPA is like 0.0.
Did you say you're caught?
No, but she just sent me a message, and then my dad looks at the message and he says, "Oh, you're done." That's all he said, and I was like, "Fuck." This is the day after my first full band paid performance at Rockin' Angels the night before. And my dad, we sit in the movie theater the whole time, and he's just stewing. And this is the most uncomfortable I've ever been. I was like, fuck. I was like, what do I do? It was so uncomfortable. So basically, I got caught in that lie right before. I was like telling him, I was like, hey, everything's good. It's fine. Everything's fine, you know. So my dad comes back from the movie theater, figures out everything that happened, and I have to make a decision in the next month that I have to come back here. I have to leave because I can't stay down there.
Yeah, of course.
Because I was going to die. Like, I was legit going to die. I mean, I won't say I'm not being dramatic.
No, what you mean?
I would have done something bad, like, because it already had happened. And I remember you kind of really trying to help me out because I was trying to make money. I was working after school with you. I picked up an extra 20 hours a week.
Yeah, you had told me you came
and I was
to
like,
me,
listen, I was like,
I need money.
I need money. I was like, I need to work,
and
I was willing to work.
Yeah, I said I got
but
you.
I was like, there was not enough, and I remember
there wasn't enough. I was able to get you something, but there wasn't enough yet.
I remember that being the moment when I knew I was like, if I didn't have you in that situation, I would have been out. I would have ran. I would have fucking ran. And everybody told me, they're like, I think people were telling me, like, that's a bullshit excuse. Making any money, you can make money. You just got to do it. I'm like, you don't understand, man. I can't stay here. Yeah. I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about my mental health. I was like, if I fucking stay here, I'm gonna do something.
I'm gonna lose it
really bad. So I remember when we were going through this, when I finally made the decision, I came to you guys and I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
I was like, I came to you and Jen in the office. I was crying. I was like, this is it, man. I was like, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. I'm moving home. And like, that was it. I'd worked at this place for 3 years, almost 3-4 years. I've shaped my whole life around this. Every friend that I had worked there.
It just happened. Yeah. It's crazy. It'll surround you.
Everybody that was from there, from the YMCA that I worked at, everybody that I knew was a stem off of that place.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
I had no friends outside of that other than Nick. Nick was my only friend. Nick Baldwin, the only friend.
How did you and Nick meet, by the way?
We went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
And then I showed him around FAU because he was like, "Yeah, I'm coming down to FAU." I was like, "Oh, sick, man."
Because that's when so he just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
it's Nicky Beats.
Nicky B, man.
Yeah,
he's
bro,
the realest,
illest.
Yeah.
Nicky Baldwin.
So, I remember making the decision to move, and it's been 5 years since I've been here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it
welcome
means
to Tampa for the first time.
If it means anything, fuck you. If it means anything, you have a nice establishment.
It took me a
very
while.
Happy for you. Very.
It took
happy
me a while,
you.
man. I mean,
and Jasmine.
Jasmine's the reason why I have everything that I have.
No.
Do you think I'd have a fucking Christmas tree? Are you kidding me?
Okay, first of all, look,
I would be Ebenezer Scrooging like a motherfucker.
No, it's not everything you have, but to the point, yes, there's no Christmas tree in my house.
Yeah,
it's not. We have an inflatable wiener dog and an inflatable snowman in the living room.
You have an inflatable wiener dog?
Yeah, with a Santa hat on it.
That would be a good.
With a Santa hat on it. Yep.
So, yeah, I just remember because Demez was living with us at the same time too. Yeah. Because Demez came to me and was basically like, "Look, man, I'm getting kicked out. I can't do this. I can't live."
Yeah, because
I can't live there anymore.
Mez told that to me, and I was like,
"Damn it, man,
you gotta make this work."
Yeah. So he stayed with us because I didn't want to put a friend of mine out on the street. Yeah. Like he was his only option.
And he had just started working at the Y too.
And he didn't know anybody.
He knew nobody. He knew us just because we just were just regular individuals that shoot the shit. Yeah, we were just shooting the shit.
He got hired, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this dude?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't. He came
out of nowhere.
It wasn't anything
because he was at FAU.
It wasn't anything where we
knew. He lived on campus.
Knew him. No, he lived with. Remember Ryan? I mean, you believe this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he lived with his grandmother.
Yes.
Yeah, so he stayed with her grandma.
Yeah, we gotta bleep out a lot of names.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, and I remember we went to go pick him up from.
Yeah, we moved him.
Yeah, we moved him because I had the Civic, so I was like, I can't fit his shit in my car. I'm gonna need.
He was like, hey man, he was like, I got kids, man.
Yeah.
I can't keep this guy.
Well, no, it was that, and then Grandma was moving out, and all that had to get sorted. So we were like, all right, let's
like, fuck. So
let's fucking make it run. Let's go.
Yeah, we did that, and then it ended up being a great situation because I learned how to cook in that time, and I learned how to really kind of take care of myself and like learn how to bounce ideas off of people and like just talk about shit rather than drink it off. I lived alone I lived alone for a good portion of that time down there. I had the whole place by myself for 4 or 5 months.
Because I remember before I moved,
totally alone in that place without you.
Because before I moved, because before I moved in, you were freaking out a little bit because your mom was trying to get you to get somebody to move in, and I remember you had said specifically, like, yeah, it's either you or I got this like 50-year-old guy who has like a pit bull that's trying to move in, or like a dog or something. You had this older guy who had a dog. I don't know. You had told me there's an older guy that has a dog that's trying to move in. And he's like, I don't want him to live with me at all.
I think I remember that.
And then I was like, all right, I'll let you know in a week. And then like the next week I was like, yep, I'm moving in.
Yeah, dude.
And you know what's crazy?
I don't remember who that was, but I remember there was another guy. Fuck.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Thinking back then, and granted it was 5 years ago, I fit everything I had, everything that belonged to me, fit in the back of a minivan.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
I moved into your place, and the seats weren't even down.
Yeah.
It was in a trunk.
Is that the car you drove? No.
No, it was. He worked at the Y with us. He moved me out.
We're gonna bleep out another name.
Remember Aquatic Camp?
Oh.
Yeah, he picked me up because he had a minivan.
Bodied up, by the way, secretly.
He's always,
dude. I only saw him with a shirt on when he worked,
always,
and then he took his shirt off playing flag football one time. I'm like, God.
He's always been fucking jacked, diesel ripped. Yes,
and he doesn't look like it. He's got that country strong tone in his arms.
I'm saying if you
like
if he wears a tight shirt, you can see his arms,
but
you don't realize he
took a shirt off. I was like,
built.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, he gets a little scary when you play football against him because he tries to kill you.
Yeah.
This motherfucker plays rugby now.
Yeah. So, does he really?
Yeah, crazy motherfucker.
Like pro?
Oh no, hey, he played for his college club. I don't know what he did after. I think he graduated at this point, but he played for his college club. Yeah.
So during this whole time, I get caught. I tell you I'm leaving. I tell you I'm moving, and I remember just the pain of like telling my band that I had to go.
Yeah.
It was like we worked so hard to finally get where we were, and it's like, fuck, man. Like I took him outside, and I was like, you guys, I gotta go, and I had to leave, and I was like, I'm going home. I was like, I'm going home, and I'm joining the service. Is what I said.
Yeah.
And then I called the service, and they're like, hey, what's your height and weight? And I was like,
oh yeah.
Why?
Because
and they're like, I was like, I'm 6'4", 245, which I'm not now, much heavier than that. But and they were like, unfortunately, you don't meet our height and weight requirements. I was like, fuck, yeah.
I think 220 is the heaviest, or like 222.15 is the heaviest you can be at your height. Yeah, no, I had to look into that one too.
So I was like, God damn it, yeah. So I end up putting all my eggs in that basket. I work. I remember leaving, and then this was tough for me because I was crying the same by everybody because I was like, this is my whole life is revolving.
You wrote me a
around
letter that
people.
I still have in case you're wondering.
Yeah, I found it in my emails.
It's in a shoebox in my closet.
I'd like to read that to see where my head was at.
Well, no, it was just a letter between me and you were just more so like grateful for everything we had been through.
Yeah.
And I think at that moment you just didn't know what to say.
Probably cited a few specific
yeah.
stories.
Oh no, there was.
Yeah.
There's some.
Yeah.
I can pull that bit. I
have it on my email.
I should have brought it to me and just slap that bitch right there.
We'll read it afterwards. But I just remember. I remember the one thing that stuck with me was like, you gave me a hug and we dapped up and everything, and then you left and then texted me after and you said, I had to get out of there. I'm sorry, man. I just don't do goodbyes.
I don't do goodbyes very well.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
And I was like, man.
I don't.
I was like,
no.
That fucked with me.
It's a personal thing. I don't.
Because I'm always insecure in the fact that like I never really understood how close we were. Yeah. And like I never got that until like that moment. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no,
I
don't handle
rough.
like even with Mez, I had to keep it moving.
See ya.
And then I called him after and I was like, yo, my bad. I know it was short. I was like, but you already know me. I can't deal with that shit. Like we dab it up, we call it a day. I gotta walk away. I can't sit there.
And it was sad, man. I gotta tell you, it was probably the best and worst day of my life. Moving back here.
But it got you to restart wherever you had to fucking go.
It did, but it took a long fucking time.
But you're here where you are now, bitch.
Yeah, it did. It took a while, but to be honest with you, man, like I always talk about with Jasmine. I always talk about the times that we lived together because not only was it important for me in the musical sense of like, hey, let's listen to all this newer shit. It was important to me because I finally had like a loyal like person in my life that I was like I could bounce anything off of.
Oh, you know me.
And
Look,
I didn't.
You knew me. I was gonna be real with you regardless.
Yeah, but that's
no
the
matter,
thing.
Yeah.
I didn't have that with anybody at that time.
Well, I'm
I mean,
happy
like
I was
had
able to
Nick,
be.
I had Nick, and I
Yeah.
had a few other people, but
But-
it was like you knew all of my troubles with ladies, with my career.
I just saw it. It was you were able to see. You
and
talked about
you
it.
could see it on my fucking face. But what the fuck's the matter with you?
Oh no, I tell you, I'd actually, bro.
Stop.
The fuck's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah.
You all right?
Buck up, motherfucker.
You all right? You act like a man.
Yeah. Yeah. I did get smacked a couple times by
It
you, I'm
happens.
pretty sure.
It's okay. It happens.
I'm pretty sure you did that. Smacked me around. Yeah, it was, but it was a treat, man. Like I could not have picked a better roommate.
No, I wouldn't.
there.
Truth be told, I wouldn't take that. The
No.
memories and the moments were just some of the most beautiful things that we've ever done.
It ended so dramatically though. Like I don't
But
know.
that's what made it so great.
I don't know anybody who's had a miraculous fall from grace like I did.
But you got back up.
At that age.
Yeah.
You just got to remember, everybody that we were hanging out with, they all still live with their parents.
Yeah, no. That was and that was
I
the
was
one
like,
thing that fucked us up. I think the
I was
most.
like, you don't understand what I
is
have to
that-
do here. I got to go home and reset. I'm gonna. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you that off mic. But like, I was in such a bad fucking state.
Well,
where I was like, dude, this. If I stay here,
do you not
I'm going
remember
to
when I
drink
first?
myself
Do you
to
not
death,
remember when I
for
first
sure.
moved in? I had to start running and taking time to myself and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I lost what I lost, and I didn't realize I lost, and it gives me a lot of mental sanity, and I understand it now. That 30-minute drive, that 30-minute drive home, I lost that.
Yeah.
And I lost the mental clarity of being able to process everything I've been through in the day, and be able to now when I get home,
that's
I leave it.
interesting.
I lost that,
Yeah.
and I had to find a way to get it back because I wasn't sleeping, and I realized because I was holding on to everything of the day, and I never processed it out.
So that's interesting that you say that because I tell Jasmine this all the time. I'm like, if I have a bad gig, I'll call you about it, but I'm not bringing that energy into the house.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't want to do that.
And
I
started
do. Sometimes I do it.
unconsciously. You do it because you don't realize you don't let it out.
Yeah.
And when
But
you
I have
do shit like
I
that,
have a long drive to get back. Like
Oh, it's great,
if I
yeah.
play in Clearwater Beach from here, Clearwater Beach used to be kind of my hometown.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half away from here now for me. So when I go out there and I have a shitty gig and I drive back home, I'm like, fuck. I sit in that for the whole drive.
But
I'm
at least you don't bring
God
it back.
damn
At least you know what I'm saying.
But I call
the
her and
one
I
thing.
say, hey, we're meeting at a bar. I'm not bringing this energy into the house.
Yeah, of course.
can't.
No, that's
just
that's
can't.
you have to.
And you have to do that with everything, with your job, with every
have to be
mental
able
clarity
to-
and just being able to decompress is
It's
so
decompression
important.
because people have a tendency to say that it's the separation. You have to separate this from this. But
Especially with
sometimes-
you working with
But sometimes
kids.
you can't. That's the thing. You can't. Like
Yeah.
you cannot always separate it. So it's more so just decompressing yourself
Yeah.
to be able to say, okay, this is what it is. It sucks. Move
Yeah.
on. Let's go.
I see it with Jasmine all the time, and it upsets me to no end. Where like, especially during this time, and
Yeah.
not and even before. I mean, they're treating teachers
the
like
amount-
they're fucking.
Listen, and you know
nothing.
me. I'm
It's horrible.
to everybody's face. I'll keep it tough and things like that.
Yeah.
But with the amount of times that, especially when the fucking virtual learning started and the schools weren't open, the amount of times I came home and I shed a couple tears just because I see kids staring at their screens, crying, frustrated.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get it, and we have 100
Yeah,
something kids
I
that we're
know.
looking over, and they're frustrated, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to put on this fucking smile
know,
for you and
I
tell
know.
you get over it and you'll be okay.
You're playing a character.
Yeah,
You're
no,
playing
it literally
you're-
is. I had to play.
You're
I
playing,
have to play.
you're playing a character
Yeah.
of a motivational speaker that like like believes in the system.
That actually believes in what I'm saying
yeah,
because I
like,
need you to believe it too.
It's crazy that even happens and
Yeah.
that people even have to deal with that. Like
Yeah.
it's so upsetting to me because I remember with you what I remember when I first met you was that you were amazing with children.
Oh, I have a question for you, by the way. When you're done, continue.
Okay.
I thought about it in the bathroom. When I was in the washroom.
You were amazing with children and like the whole sing-songy thing. You had no shame whatsoever. And we talked
No
about
shame
it.
in my game.
Yeah, we talked about it last night. I was like, you say the most ridiculous shit out in public sometimes, and I'm like, do you have any shame? And you said to me last night for the first time, you're like, oh no, I feel it.
Oh no, I feel I feel
And I was
it.
like, I didn't know.
No.
that
I
you,
feel it.
I
I
legitimately
feel
thought you were
the
like, fuck it,
shame.
I
No,
don't
no,
care.
no, 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 no.
So you
no, no,
sit
no.
in it.
I
just
feel
like
it.
everybody else.
I understand it, but I just
Yeah.
I also understood a long time ago that life is too short. If you
Yeah.
want to do something, if you want to enjoy a moment, and then truth be told, and this is how I look at things because I think that comedy is just one of the best tools anybody
really
can ever
is.
have
It
because
really is,
there are
man.
certain the sad part about it is there's certain people that will literally be a whole entire day without laughing once.
Ugh.
And that's a
You have to-
sad.
you have to laugh.
That is a sad thing to me. So for me, if I have a chance to make something funny, even if it embarrasses me a little bit, but it's a good moment, I'm full
find-
sending, bro. I'm full sending.
I find like Jasmine, not yells at me, but Jasmine like looks at me like I'm fucking so dumb sometimes when I laugh so hard, like
bro,
to the point where I'm gonna throw up.
Yes.
About things
Yes.
that just really get me. Like,
bro, it's great.
So let me tell you this because this is actually really funny. I'm gonna try to make it through this. So my brother.
Hold on, really quickly. Older, younger.
Younger.
Okay, I need to understand just to get the background.
My younger brother Jack, who I want to have on here because he's a funny motherfucker.
Oh, he's a great individual.
Whitest kid you've ever met, and his like favorite rapper is
Young
Jeezy.
Jeezy.
Yeah, it's like so crazy. But he's very knowledgeable in like the boating community. Like he's looked up all his shit and like all the cars and stuff like that.
He researches his shit. He knows what he's talking about.
He knows more about real men shit than I do, and he's fucking 16. So this is hilarious. He goes to a restaurant, an Asian restaurant, and he tells my mom, he's like, I think this is a fake Asian song because I'm just hearing a bunch of like chings and chongs in it, and I started cracking up. I'm like, what if there's a guy that recorded this? And he just did it. He sold it to people that can't translate it. It's like, here's the song.
He said there's a whole bunch of chings and chongs.
I laughed so hard because I'm like, I was just like, that would be the ultimate troll move.
Great.
Like a borderline racist against Asian people guy was like, I'll record a song is ching
bro,
chong.
that was like the ultimate Jedi move.
God.
Fucking Prince to Dave Chappelle. Do you know
Yeah.
Prince's last album? He put a picture of Dave Chappelle on the front, dressed as Prince.
No.
Prince's last album,
That's
he put,
funny.
or maybe I don't know if it's last album, but one of his singles that he did on his last album, he literally put the Dave Chappelle dressed
That's
up
funny.
as Prince as the front.
That's funny.
What the fuck is Dave Chappelle gonna do?
Yeah,
what is he
right.
gonna say? You can't
Yeah.
use my photo.
Yeah, right.
I dressed up as you, bitch.
That was, oh my God. When he told me that, I laughed so hard because I'm just thinking of the people that
Ching-chong,
listen to that song
ching-chong,
that are
ching-chong.
actually Asian. They're like, there's no direct translation to this. This isn't real. I was laughing my fucking head off.
The guy making the sushi behind the bar.
he's like,
he's cutting and he's like,
the fuck is this?
did they just say the word "the" 6 times?
Yeah. It's just different. It's just different string instruments and fucking nothing else happening. Nothing being said. Oh my God. Okay, so I gotta ask you this because this is the whole purpose of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know what a scratch track is? Are you aware?
Scratch is that the blank track that the DJs use specifically to intermix? Okay, so I don't know.
Not in this sense.
Okay,
so
that's my understanding of a scratch track. Is the blank?
A scratch track essentially is something that you go into the studio with, and like for example, like vocal scratch tracks for me are just to get phrasing and melody and timing and everything.
Is it basically like a shit track, but you use it use it to learn. You don't use it to perform.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're not using it as a final copy.
Yeah.
So knowing if you had a scratch track,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think it would be in your life if there was a scratch track? If something that you would maybe want to do over, or something that you want to do totally different, or something that you just want to do again and change?
Shit, that's a great question.
Good, right? Nailed it.
My thing is
froze his ass.
Bitch, I don't want to go back through and relive shit. I'm sorry. But at the same time, to that point.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be a reliving. It could be something where you know going into it that you'll be able to do it again.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Not always. Scratch track is not always a do-over. Because sometimes scratch track can be good. It'd be like, oh, I didn't even think about that. You know?
Well, I'll go to a more recent one. If I had a quick scratch track, just not to go deep, but like when I just went to the track, my dumbass full sent it, bro. When I was on my motorcycle, my dumbass full sent it, bro. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like betting on horses.
No. I went to the motorcycle track a couple months ago, and the guy gets up ahead of time, and he's like, "Hey, in case anyone's wondering, this is a track there. There's no trophies. You don't have to." I'm in an R3, so I'm in a 300cc motorcycle. Anybody that knows anything about bikes will understand this. And it's a Euro track day, so these are 1098s. These are 1100cc bikes that I'm trying to keep up with. I am squeezing every ounce that I can, pinning the throttle open just to try to keep up with everybody.
Right.
I enter into turn 1, and I came in. I don't think I came in too hot. I came in at a speed I knew, but my back tire touched the little strip.
Yep.
The little red and white strips that are on the side.
Yep.
And I threw that bike down at about 50 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
I just would have liked to get through the whole entire track and not have fallen. But I will say the fall was great because, like, it really does, like, there's there's just certain, for me at least, there's a certain beauty in not being in control of a situation.
Yeah.
And really being able to harness that moment.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Bro, listen, I'm coming into a turn, my knees down, I'm dropping down, and all of a sudden the bike goes, woo, and just it flies out, and I'm sliding on my back. I'm looking up at the fucking sky, and then I hit the dirt and just roll.
Yeah. Also, side note, you do some insane shit when you drive. Like,
what you talking about, Willis? What you mean?
Oh, no, but okay, so here's the thing. I told Jasmine this. I was going to say it to Demez last night. Demez, when he was driving me around when I had that wicked hangover for your birthday that one time.
Oh, Mez drives like a madman.
My God.
Mez drives like a madman.
Oh, my God.
You think I drive like a madman? Mez drives like a madman.
I've never, so the thing is, like, he's never had a vehicle.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Since
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not of his own.
Yeah.
He's driven us home.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk,
because
he
doesn't count.
wouldn't drink, but it's not his car. So now that he has the comfort of his own car,
yeah, this
motherfucker
does no full send.
Oh my God!
You think I drive like a maniac?
Not
Mez
only
full
was
sends,
I,
bro.
not only did I have a pounding headache and about to throw up on myself from the night before, I'm getting thrown back. Yeah, I'm like,
this motherfucker's gonna go 110 miles an hour, slam on his brakes.
Dog, do you need me to tuck my mirror in? It's like, you're getting pretty close, man.
Yeah, no. Mez has.
But now you used to crack me up at the fucking when you used to
when I peel out.
And you do shit under
you
the bridge
loved it
too.
Oh my God! Oh, when we'd go into the bridges and I'd hit my clutch in, woo, woo, just to be a jackass. Mm-hmm. You made the comment the other day that when you first met me, you saw me as a guy that sang songs. What did you think about me when you first met me? Because our first, just to give you guys an understanding of our first interactions, you meet me singing songs at work.
Yeah.
And then we have a party, and I bring a whole bunch of ratchivity inside of the living room.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to understand what the thought process is, because I never, because you really primarily met me at work. You had no idea what my personality was.
Yeah.
You had no idea if I was an ass, if I was nice, if I was a horrible person. You just knew that I was decent at working with kids.
There's a lot to unpack with this, because it's not an easy answer. I can't tell you exactly what I thought about you. I can tell you that still to this day, I don't know what it is, but I've said this to multiple people, and they're like, I don't see it. You remind me of Justin Timberlake in the way, like your vocal. You have?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so your vocal, like your tone of your voice is like that, and like just your energy. Obviously,
annoying.
You can't sing like him.
I can fucking belt out. What are you talking about?
One thing that a lot of people don't know about James is that he hitched me in as in the Will Smith movie Hitch. You taught me basics on the dance floor.
Bro, always.
Yeah.
We came down.
James can fucking rip it on the dance floor.
I love to dance.
James is an amazing dancer.
Bro. That's my shit. If I'm on the dance floor, let me explain something.
Yeah.
I am the type of motherfucker, I'll go to the club with no one else and dance by myself.
That was suspect for me. I was like, this dude can dance real good. So to be honest with you, so you worked in a different department than me. Like the sports and your program did not intertwine until left.
Yeah.
Fuck, we gotta bleep that out too.
Beep.
Yeah. All right. So until
Beep left.
Until Beep left.
Yes.
Then we started to kind of collaborate with our camps. So we were technically under
working
your
closer.
Yeah.
Because once he left, we kind of took over everything.
Yeah.
Control issues.
Right.
I'm just saying that's the reason.
No,
why.
it's not control issues, because that I can say it because it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
Brian.
He won, but
Brian was.
We asked for it. That's why.
Yeah.
We had asked for it because
Brian had a better idea of what was going on.
Very much.
Yeah, Brian was the man. So okay. My first impression of you is, do you want me to be honest?
Go, no, I genuinely want, because you met me at work. That's the
Okay.
thing. And most people like Danny. When Danny, I asked Danny his first impression. He goes, "You're a fucking dick, bro."
Yeah.
I just want you to be very clear about that. I was like, "Damn, bro."
Okay, so that I was afraid of you, because I was like, this guy has been here a long time, and like he knows he's been here a long time, and I was like, I don't want to ask him for anything. And also the other thing, I thought you were gay.
Okay,
for sure.
You guys are jackasses. Continue.
I thought.
I know. No, you're not the only one that said that.
I thought you were
on the subject.
But not that there's anything wrong with that.
No,
but I was just like,
for me, there is. But everybody else,
little,
you do what you want.
I was like, he's a little into the whole, and we pick
bro,
bananas. Pick big
don't
bananas.
be hating on my bananas, bro. I'll be turning up.
I was like, what is going on? But that was my honest first opinion of you. Not that it changes anything.
Oh
obviously
no,
we're still
I
friends.
genuinely want it.
I've
always
still
wanted
might be. I don't know if you
Well,
are.
you know,
So,
what?
Dixie would have been able to sniff it out. She's got a good gaydar.
She has a gaydar?
Yeah, she does. Yeah. She's eating peanut butter. Peanut butter.
Oh, she's going to town.
Yeah, but that was honestly my first opinion of you. And not that it was bad. It was just like I didn't know.
No,
you were the most difficult person to figure out at that why, because I didn't, because you played a character so fucking well.
I know I play a pretty good
and
character
then
at work.
like
And then
that's the thing.
It flips.
When you invited all those
When I
people
flip-
over
when I
into our
flip, I
house, I
flip.
was like, "Who is this man?"
When I flip, I flip.
Who is this man?
Like when I go like this, it's a completely different person.
It's
It
over.
is.
No, when you do this and clock out of work, and see ya, and then you leave.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were. When we first partied together, I was like, "This guy is the fucking man." I was like, "This is dope."
We turned up though. We turned.
We
that house
did.
the fuck
We
up,
did.
bro.
Sorry, Mom. My bad. But,
You know now. Jesus.
She knows now.
Okay, so Mama Dukes, I'm gonna be very frank with you.
She'll know now.
I love you dearly. However,
Oh boy.
we got into some debauchery.
Yeah, we did.
We're just gonna leave that one there.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was fun, man. This was a good time.
And while we're on the subject, Mama Dukes makes the best margaritas. If we're gonna,
she does, dude.
Mama Dukes makes the best
She
margs.
does.
She home makes a sweet and sour mix. Bro, she kicked us straight out the kitchen and said, just come back when you're drinking.
She's like, get out.
Get out.
I
got this. Yep. Mama Dukes whips up the best margs, bro.
Have you had a Don Don Marg? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom. We're gonna have her on here at some point. I'm sure we'll talk about
She got to make some margaritas.
Jimmy Buffett or something. Yeah, we
She got
could
to make you some margaritas.
So, dude, this was a blast.
It was great.
I
It was
really had a
absolutely
fun
beautiful.
time. I know we didn't really talk as much about Nipsey as we wanted to,
We got
but
a
it was
good
still,
amount in there.
It was
we
still
also
good.
winged the whole entire thing.
Yeah, we did. There's a lot that we're gonna cut out. So if you notice this episode's significantly
No.
shorter,
Josh
gonna need-
promised me bloopers.
we
There's going to be a
need-
blooper scene.
There will be bloopers.
Fuck this. There will be a blooper scene.
bloopers, but we have to bleep a lot of names out. James was dropping a lot of
I
names.
did.
So-
He told me. He said we talked about this ahead of time. So there was one rule.
Yeah.
No names. And
said,
what did I
don't-
do?
I said,
Fuck.
don't smack your hand on the table a bunch.
I didn't
and-
smack my hand that
and
much.
don't say
I
any
smacked
names.
this. I
No,
had to
you,
smack
yeah,
this.
you did.
I
Yeah.
had to smack this because
Yeah.
I that's why I turned because
Yeah.
I knew I was going to smack the table.
All right. So, dude, thank you, man. Cheers.
Salud.
You don't have anything left, do you? Oh my God, we got to get you more Vikings blood. Let's refill you. Let's refill you and let's party. All right. We love you. Thank you, guys. Follow Scratch Track Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and make sure to send us an email. Let us know what albums you want us to hit up, and if you want to be on the show. Thank you very much for
Bitches
listening.
ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Oh my God. All right. That's James, everybody. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.